Hello, who's
Hey,
that?
welcome everybody.
Can't
Hi.
see.
We're just going live on YouTube right now. Vaughn went to grab a drink, as did Jeff. So,
I'm back.
It's gonna be one of those days where we need a drink, Rob.
Hey, Lloyd.
I'm going with the Martin birthday sangria here.
Nice.
I made a mimosa with pineapple juice.
I feel left out. I better go drink.
I got a cup, I got a cup of tea.
coffee.
Got a cup of tea. Then I'm going to start on hard stuff.
It's only 11 o'clock in California here, but
Well, I know, yeah, but it's still a good time to start. That's time the club's over, England, so you're good.
Just fun.
little day drinking. How's everyone doing?
Fine.
Go on, Larry.
I'm doing fine.
Hey, there's Heather and Muffy. And welcome, Lee and Will, Larry.
I'm gonna pour myself some sangria right now. And if anybody couldn't figure out what the drinking word would be, it is Martin.
Had to be, right?
Of course.
Here's the Martin, 61 years old today.
Cheers. Or Martin.
Here's the Martin.
I think after, the unfortunate passing of Fletch, it makes us even appreciate their birthdays more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you decide on, Lloyd?
Foster's.
Nice.
I haven't had one of those in a long time.
I got
Yeah.
I got
my-
this, which is
I'm babysitting. I'm babysitting my
Ranch
mum's.
water. What's that?
So,
What's ranch water?
it's
They gave-
Topo Chico, but it's a seltzer, so it's basically
Seltzer,
4.7. So it's like drinking water but getting alcohol at the same time. So
Yeah, we
That
have
wa-
similar ones like that. Yeah.
Rob, do you have a Gelson's by you?
I think the closest one's in Irvine, so it might be kind of between where you are and where I am.
Gotcha. I was gonna say that's where they sell them. I've seen them. They look real fancy and cool.
So they sell what?
Those
ranch waters?
Topo Chicos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my daughter used to go to UCSB, and we would go to Gelson's up there all the time. But I haven't been to the one down here in Irvine. I like that store a lot, though.
Yeah, it's a very cool store. They got all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah, their deli was really good too. Talking about the seltzer though, back to Lee. I just went to all the All-Star baseball game festivities and all that stuff. I never was a fan of seltzer, but the days were hot, and I started drinking Bud Light Black Cherry Seltzer, and
Yeah.
it was actually refreshing on a hot day. It was much better
You
than
know-
beer.
they're good, but I drank the I think it was like the lime one. I think the first one they brought out, and it just got to a point where it just seemed like it was just too sweet, and I was like, I can't drink that anymore. But no, my wife brought these home, but the problem is because they're carbonated. After a couple, it's like you're full up. You don't really want to drink anymore.
Yeah. I enjoyed them though. I'm
Yeah.
disappointed that I can't buy a 12-pack of them. Like they have random flavors all grouped together when you try to get a 12-pack. So I don't want mango and all these various flavors, but hey Mama T, hey Gracie, Heather,
Heather
Muffy.
on camera.
Let's see who else is out here. Lauren, Juan.
It's okay to say something right now if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now we're kind of just gonna talk for a few minutes of just openly, and then Vaughn and I are gonna talk a little bit about how Depeche Mode influenced us in our lives, inspired us, and then we're gonna ask you guys if you want to share your stories. And also, I don't know if you guys caught the late edition. I forgot to promote it before. but we are actually giving away 2 prize packages today. You have to be online to get it. So we'll also include anyone out there that's watching on YouTube. You'll just have to pipe up in the chat when we're putting the names in the hat. But basically, we're going to have 2 prize packages. One with well, they both are the same thing, but it's basically a Brian Griffin signed print of one of his covers, and a signed CD from Vaughn and a signed CD from me. So, kind of cool prize pack. There'll be 2 of those for anybody who is here when we do that draw. So, but yeah, also think about if you want to share your stories of how Depeche Mode has influenced you in your life. And yes, Larry, I did check my messenger, but I realized that we can't play it because the music is the copyrighted music, and it'll kill our live stream.
Oh,
So just letting you know that, Larry. Maybe at the very end or something, when we stop the stream, we can do it. But during the stream, it will actually kill the stream because of the copyrighted music. The music is still copyrighted, even if the music is performed on a different instrument. But anyway, so hey, Vaughn is back. Hello, Vaughn. Was welcoming everyone in the program for the day.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
Martin.
Hi.
What's the drinking word, by the way?
Martin.
Is Martin.
It has to be Martin,
Oh.
right? So cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Martin.
Cheers.
Cool hat, Isabel, and welcome. Good to see
Thanks. Hi, everybody.
you. Hi.
I had to represent.
Nice.
That's the way to go. Yeah, I've got my group shirt on here today, so repping. And then, of course, the Bong 14, Mr. Gore behind me. So are everyone kind of waking up still, or it's later for everybody except for us on the West Coast?
It's okay
I know
here.
you actually caught me off guard with the time. I'm so used to it starting at 12.
Me
Yeah.
too. Me too.
We started a little earlier just in particular for the
Europeans.
EU audience, so.
Perfectly
that's fine. That's
understandable.
awesome.
I was gonna say I can finally make it today. It's earlier, so I don't have to get ready for work when the group is having the Zoom. So I can finally attend after so long of not.
That's
That's
awesome.
been a while, and now you're here in California now, so you're like in
Yeah.
San Clemente, right?
Laguna Beach.
Oh, Laguna. Oh, even better.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very, very happy to be here today. I was looking forward to this all week. So yeah,
Great. Glad to have you here.
glad to
And-
see everybody again.
Good luck in the draw we do later.
Oh, thank you.
So speaking of that draw, what we are going to be giving away, as I mentioned earlier, one of the amazing Brian Griffin prints that Vaughn George has available on his website. Now, Vaughn, do they get to select which print they want, or is it a specific?
Well, I thought we'd do the classic A Broken Frame, because that's
Nice.
kind of, yeah, I don't know. I just think that's kind of like it's just like the quintessential Brian Griffin Depeche Mode. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree.
Definitely.
Sounds like a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. The iconic one.
I think it's like, even if you've got all the others, if you don't have that one, then you haven't got them. It's almost like if you're going to only have one, then you've got to have that one, I think. Although I think my favorite in Brian's series are the Construction Time Again ones.
Mm.
And they're his favorite as well. He likes those, the Construction Time Again ones.
Definitely.
Okay, so I've kind of spotlighted for the feed right now, just put on spotlight Vaughn and myself, just because we kind of want to first start off and talk about a little bit about how Depeche Mode has influenced us before we move it to you guys. So obviously, you know that I mean, I created this group with 14,000 members and counting across the world, and you know what we were doing with these drinking chats, and of course they've inspired several things beyond that. I've always wanted to do music, and I'm now doing music, which I probably should have done a lot longer ago, but finally doing it, you know, out of passion. Vaughn is doing the same as well, and he has his channel, which, although it's not a Depeche Mode dedicated channel, it's got quite a lot of Depeche Mode content, and that was one of the biggest.
It's basically the
reasons.
Depeche Mode channel, yeah.
And that's basically one of the reasons we kind of even gravitated towards each other, was because of Depeche Mode. So, and of course that's been a great coming together of both of our groups, and I think we have Martin to thank for that.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, Martin is you know, without getting all fanboy, yeah, he's really the fountain where it all stems from. Yeah. It's you know, it's the idea that spawns everything. And you could have had, you know, we've often tried to establish, you know, what is it about this band that makes them so great? And you know, it's something I've questioned and analyzed. They're not a band, I call them the institution. And especially as time progresses, and even with the, you know, the sad passing of Fletch, it just seems to cement the kind of cult-like following. You know, it just seems people just seeming to get more intense about them. I don't know if intense is the right word, passionate, I suppose. But yeah, there are many aspects to this band, and I've often tried to analyze it, not only as a fan but also as a musician. And I've also tried to analyze it in a critical way. Like, you know, sometimes you think of it critically. I've always tried to understand why people don't like it. And Depeche Mode's a little bit like, I don't know. Here in the UK, we've got this. It's a vegetable spread called Marmite. And the joke within the adverts is, you know, you either you love it or hate it. So I've always said Depeche Mode are kind of like Marmite. I certainly found that in my experience growing up at home, I would play it in the background, you know, and my mum and dad would always say, turn it down, it's awful, it's depressing. Every girlfriend I had hated it. For some reason, every girl I ended up with hated it. And it's funny because it's not the kind of music that you can, and even when I used to manage restaurants and stuff, and sometimes I would play it, and it's not the kind of music that sits comfortably in the background. Your attention is drawn to it, whether it be good or bad. So you can't, like, it's not like elevator music and you just put it on and it's there. Depeche Mode's that kind of music, you put it on, people will be like, what's that? Now they either say, what's that, as in, wow, what's that? Or, oh, it's awful, turn it off. So it's always fascinated me. You know, we can pick a reference point for other types of music, but you get other types of music, which, you know, it's not offensive. It's just there. But when Depeche Mode's music playing, it's so stand out. It's so stand out for good or for bad. I don't know many people who are kind of okay with Depeche Mode. They either love it or they hate it. And that is so intriguing. About them is how polarized people are on it, and that just shows to me, it highlights to me the fact that it is powerful, the fact that it seems to evoke this emotion and that emotion, because I don't know many people who are cool with it. They either love it or they hate it. That's my personal experience.
Thankfully, most of the people I know love it, but maybe that's my selective.
Yeah. I actually found, you know, we talk about how it's influenced us, and I'm sure we're going to hear stories here from all kinds of people today. And something I have noticed, you know, certainly growing up in school, I never, you know, I was never big into music. I kind of liked it. But when I heard Enjoy the Silence for the first time, I mean, all this information's on my YouTube channel, and I've talked about how, let me tell you, there was a song, okay. I was a big Roxette fan. And I'm just waiting for the booze. But anyway,
Yeah.
in fact, this is the funny. No, thank you. There's an awkward silence there, and I always, in fact, people think I've got this dark taste in music, and I don't really. My first album I ever bought was Roxette Look Sharp. Yeah.
Mhm.
Then, and how I came across Depeche Mode was Depeche, and then Roxette did a song for the movie called Pretty Woman, and that song it must have been Love. So anyway, me being a Roxette fan, I wanted to buy that, and I lived in a small mining town, and it's just like it was just no. This was long before the internet and everything, and anyway, long story short, the only way I could get hold of that song, it must have been Love from Roxette, was to buy a compilation album, and it was one of these in South Africa they were called Now That's What I Call Music. So it was kind of like a chart vinyl.
Yes.
And it would have like all the latest chart hits, and I'm giving my age away. And I think on that record, the first track was the Lightning Seeds, pure and simple every time. I remember, and it also had and then it had Jason Donovan. Just really really edgy, and it had all. It had it also had Alana Miles' Black Velvet. No, I should actually. So it was quite a mishmash of songs. But I never forget the last song on side A of the vinyl was "Tears on My Pillow" by Kylie Minogue. Yeah, God, I'm so edgy. And then I never forget. It was a summer's day. I was in my bedroom in the small mining town, and there was this big tree outside the window. I can still smell the air. And I remember just as the crackle ended on their "Tears in My Pillow," and it was, of course, it was an old-fashioned. It wasn't one of those vinyls where the arm lifted it, turntable. I had to lift it and flip this thing over, and I just put that. And then I'm actually getting goose flesh. How do you say chicken flesh? I say goose flesh.
Goosebumps.
Mhm.
Goosebumps. I'm actually getting that now as I say this, because as I drop that needle, you heard those choral choirs on Enjoy the Silence. Ha, 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 ha. And that was just like a what the fuck moment. I mean, that was just I always talk about that. And okay, Enjoy the Silence is a beautiful song, completely overplayed and everything, but that was the song that really just those first few seconds, just hearing that, it was life transforming, because that is what made me go, wow. And whatever happened to me there within those first few seconds is led me to where I am now. And anyone I've spoken to who is a Depeche Mode fan has had a similar experience with a different song. And the funny thing is, when you speak to people who aren't Depeche Mode fans, they just think, what the fuck are they on about? But it was Enjoy the Silence that got me into it. That was a very profound moment.
I remember, so I was in middle school when I first got into the band, and people started playing People Are People, and then Shake the Disease came out around that time. I remember, I think Master and Servant was kind of the second track I heard from the band. Hey, Patty, see you in the chat. When I heard those songs, all those songs just in combination, it's just like, wow, who is this band? Like, and this sound is beyond anything I've heard of any other artist. And then I remember buying Black Celebration the day it was released in America. My dad had to drive me to the record store because I wasn't old enough to drive yet. And I remember putting on that record and just being blown away by the album on the first listen. It was one of those things. I mean, I had already had the stripped Highland mix, the 12-inch single. Oh, Patty, you have to mute.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute.
Thank you. But anyway, so Black Celebration, of course, to a 15-year-old kid, this is the coolest freaking album you can possibly hear. And then when I went to see them live, that was my very first concert. And so looking back on it, it was actually technically their first big concert in Los Angeles, the proper Los Angeles area, because they played in Orange County where I live the year before at Irvine Meadows, which was one of their, I think, their biggest concert to that point as a headliner. But their first big show in Los Angeles was Black Celebration Tour, July 13th, 1986. And I'd never been to a concert. So, you know, they started off with Christmas Island, the instrumental that they're coming out to. And then it sounds like they're going to play Stripped because that motorcycle idling is going on. But then you start hearing the samples from Black Celebration, those voices, you know, that you hear the roar, you know, the whole.
Yeah.
And they come out and start singing. And it's like, wow, this is freaking amazing. Well, after in the first verse, there was like a transparent screen that was in front of them that I didn't realize there was a screen there. I thought that's just how you see it. It dropped, and then all of a sudden everything is really clear. And so it's just like mind blowing when you're 15 years old and your first concert. And
Ça va, toi?
what was that? But yeah, so after seeing them the first time, I luckily I got to see them back-to-back nights in '86. But after seeing them that first time, I was thinking, this is exactly what I would want to do. You know, if I had a choice to pick something in life, this is what I wanted to do. And unfortunately, I didn't really pursue that too much until now. But yeah, it's amazing how they inspired me to even pick up instruments. You know, I'm sure the same can be said from you as well, Vaughn, right?
Yeah, I mean, they did influence people on a, you know, in many different ways. You know, it wasn't just the music; it was fashion and everything. It was also the, you know, the quirkiness, and also, you know, certainly where I came from, a very conservative Christian mining town. You know, which I suppose to you guys in America is probably reminiscent to like the deep South. Just think of the fastest playing banjo ever, going down the wrong. So that's where I came. That's where I came from, and yeah, yeah. So you know, I always felt out of place. But yeah, and I was listening to that music, and it was just, especially in the town I lived in. Of course, I had a few eclectic, weird friends who, you know, I didn't know they were weird, but apparently they were weird because they were like, "Oh, Vaughn, you got weird friends." But they just liked all this stuff, and I always say this to the kids these days. God, I sound old. It's like you don't realize how lucky you are these days to actually, you can connect with people. It's taken me till, you know, to my old age now to be able to connect with a community like this. You know, this is the wonderful thing about this. But certainly where I grew up, you know, certainly in the circles I was in, the school I was in, you know, it was Bon Jovi, Def Leppard. You know, you used to actually advertise your music taste on your pencil case. You know, it was like a badge of honor. You'd have like Bon Jovi. And there was a lot of bullying that would take place dependent on your music. So, you know, if you want to get beaten up, you know, you'd probably have like The Cure or The Clash or The Cult written on your satchel, you know, so that you wouldn't get bullied or something. But Depeche Mode really was. It wasn't uncool to like Depeche Mode. I think if you liked Depeche Mode, it was all right. You were just a little bit weird. But it's certainly something I want to examine in a video later on my channel. It's something I've really spoken about. Is I've for some reason, Depeche Mode resonate with a certain character type, and I think that's with most people. And I don't want this to get too dark or too long, but there are a lot of people that I've met, you know, who are Depeche Mode fans, who are dyslexic, on the spectrum. As Charlize Theron said in the rock and roll acceptance speech, she said that Depeche Mode always like celebrated the outsider. And I think certainly anyone growing up who always felt like an outsider, Martin really gave a voice to, you know, disillusioned youth, I suppose. And we're not that young anymore, but we probably still feel like that in many ways. But yeah, it's really attracted a certain type of person into my life. And it's interesting because all these years later, when I connect with you guys here, I go, you were like, you're in a different country, and this is a different time, but you and I would have been friends in school. I can just see it, because you're not in the box. You're kind of a little bit out there, and that's not trying to be out there. There's just something about this band that attracts these strange kinds of people. Awkward silence again.
What was funny, was interesting too, on the DVD remasters, that you could watch for each album. It was either that or maybe it was the 101 outtakes, but basically one of their marketing people was talking about the audience was an Orange County teenager, and it was interesting because I was an Orange County teenager, so it was basically I was the perfect demographic they were looking for when they were, marketing the band, I guess. But they blew up here.
It was, and if you could see 101, Martin said they almost gave up on America because they got bad reviews from the press and everything. But when they got there in like 1988, things had changed, and I think really it was California was probably like the county, or the, what do you call it, the province, that really kind of resonated with them. You know what I mean? So the Rose Bowl and all that. So I do think I think they probably feel very at home. I don't know. Is that perhaps one of the reasons Martin moved out there? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it very well could be. He's in a particularly a nice area of Southern California, but it's getting a little towards Northern California, but it's still part of Southern California. But it's just above, the main area is kind of LA, Orange County, and I guess even to a point, San Diego. 91X is their big radio station down there, and they heavily promoted Depeche Mode as well. I think we also need a Martin break real quick. So
yeah.
Always.
Hi everyone. I just wanted to say hello. I'm at the pool.
Hey.
I'm literally saying hi and bye because I'm with a friend, but I just wanted to say hi and cheers.
Hi, Sangeeta.
Cheers.
Martin.
Thank you.
Did you want, if you have a chance, do you want to say something real quick? We could bring you on.
Sure.
Okay, one sec.
Wait, bring me on to what?
Well, as a focus on the spotlight, so you're like screaming
okay,
and everything.
okay.
1 second.
Okay, you let me
It's
know.
slow controlling here on the Zoom.
What am I supposed to say?
Well, I'll ask you a question.
Tell us how.
Sangeeta.
Yeah.
Tell us how Depeche Mode influenced. How did you get into them? That's
Oh,
basically
okay, sure. Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
ready when you are.
Okay. All right. I'll take off my sunglasses so everybody can see me. It's, first of all, it's not as hot as it was actually it is as hot as it was in the UK earlier this week. I hope you survived, Vaughn. Obviously you did. So it's like 95 degrees here, which is probably I don't know, 38, 40 Celsius, but it's really humid here. It's hot as balls. Anyway. So, and Washington D.C., a lot of people don't realize this, but it's probably one of the hottest places in the country because of the amount of humidity and the heat. So anyway, I'm at the pool. I'm like 2 white wines in, and anyway, so to the question at hand. So I actually met Martin at the after show in New York City at Madison Square Garden in 2009, and I was very nervous. It was at that time I got backstage passes through a friend who used to work or still works for Mute. But anyway, I get into the after party and it's full of people. Everybody's drunk. And it was a good time. And I think that was when he had just stopped drinking. Anyway, I had not. I was 3 drinks in. And so I wanted to go and meet him. And my friends were like, go. And they were like pushing me towards him. And so I said, okay, fine. And so I walked up to him, and I'm not very tall. I'm only like 5'3", but I was wearing like 3-inch heels, and I was his height. And yeah, maybe he was like half an inch taller than me, but anyway, so yeah, and I just said, I don't I had a few drinks, so I just said, Martin, you're so amazing. Like, I've just been a long time fan, and you're just so amazing. Like, your words are just so beautiful. And he was very shy, and he was like, oh, thank you, and just whatever. And then we just posed for a photo. But and just to the question, I became a Depeche Mode fan in 1990. My sister she'd gone to the mall with my mother, and came back with a cassette single of Enjoy the Silence. And she goes, hey, I picked up this tape. You want to listen to it? And I said, sure. So I put it in, and sorry, I have to put my sunglasses on because it's so freaking sunny. And I put it in, and of course, I'd heard a sound that I'd never heard before, and I was just, as many of you, like, heard this for the first time, and you were just floored. And at that time, I wasn't even a huge Depeche Mode fan. I had heard of them. During my youth, I was more of a Duran Duran fan because MTV was just saturated with Duran Duran videos. And I remember seeing People Are People, but I just wasn't into it because, I was a young girl who was just, very impressed, was hot for John Taylor. And so my wall was covered with Duran Duran posters. But anyway, so, and then at age 13, all the Duran Duran posters came down and all went up to Depeche Mode posters. So anyway, that's my story, how I became a Depeche Mode fan. And I was on the Halo listserv, and then which ended up becoming a home, and I was on all the message boards and stuff like that, and and now Facebook, and here I am today with all of you lovely devotees.
Well, cheers to you,
Add
Sangeeta.
to that.
Wait, hold on, I need more wine. I shouldn't have said that because the life art is right there.
Would you like Nick Rhodes to say hello to you?
Hold on one moment. My friend is gonna refill my wine. So sorry. And Rob, don't you have a pool? Why aren't you at the pool?
I was in the pool last night.
Okay.
It's right behind me. You can see, but
Is it?
I'll probably jump in a little bit later.
We're having a heat wave here. It's gonna be 100 degrees tomorrow.
Right now, the weather here is 77.
77? Are you crazy? Oh my god, that sounds nice. It's 95 degrees here with probably 40-50% humidity. It's like hot as balls. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to everybody. Good to see you, Rob and Vaughn. And I couldn't see anybody else, but
You too, Sangeeta.
cheers. Oh, you have a lovely wine glass there, Vaughn. Very royal.
I thought I'd make the effort today.
Vaughn, why don't you have Nick Rhodes say hello to her?
Well, I think it is very Nick Rhodes, isn't it? It's very.
Sangeeta, I'd like to say hi to you there in California.
This is a little creepy.
We did play there a few times, but we prefer the UK. The climate is a lot more suitable for my fair skin. Thank you.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Or do a Stephen Hawking.
God.
Anyway, all right, folks.
Well, enjoy the pool and stay cool.
Yes.
Thank you for jumping in. And if you get back on
I'm
in
here
time
with
for
my
our drawing,
Oh,
Yeah.
so what time is this going to go until?
we're kind of just playing it by ear, but at some point, probably within the next hour or hour and a half, we'll have our drawing for
Okay.
two Brian Griffin prints and CDs from Vaughn and I. So
I have to purchase your CD, Rob. Both of yours, actually.
Well, if you're on and you win, you get both of them in there.
I
They'll be
know, but
sent
I'm
to
here
the
with my
print.
friend Mike, and I can't. I just want to come by and say hello. And sorry
Okay.
for a quick hello and bye. Hi and bye.
We appreciate
I
you
just want to
coming
say
in.
hello, and I will purchase your CDs. I was so busy with my last job; I had zero free time. So now I have more time, obviously, and so I will purchase your CDs or whatever, whichever form is easier for you, or that gives you the most profit. You just let me know. I'll purchase it.
CDs are good. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Excellent. Thank you so
All right,
much.
gentlemen, and everybody else. I want to just say hi to everyone else. So hope you're all doing well and cool wherever you are, because it's hot as effing balls here. Anyway.
Sounds like it's that way most of the country. We're pretty lucky.
I know,
here
right? This is the heat wave weekend, so. And I'll just do a reverse so you can see my view. I don't know how to do it on my phone. I'm just
66 in Oregon, by the way.
okay. Here's the view.
That's a lovely view.
Yeah.
Nice.
66 in Oregon. I was in Oregon last summer when it happened to be in Portland when it was like 100, when you guys had that heat wave, like 108. Yeah. And I went into a really good vinyl shop in downtown Portland, and the first bin I saw had some great reward for $1.50, the original pressing. So I bought it. $1.50. Anyway. All right, guys.
That's
I just want to say hi and bye and stay cool, and I will purchase your CDs. Vaughn and Rob.
Happy birthday to
Cheers.
Martin, and thank you so much.
And happy birthday to Martin Gore. Yes, happy birthday to Martin Gore. So good, so good. You gotta have you should be a stand-up comedian too, Vaughn, with your impressions.
I tell you what, I with my outspokenness and my momentarily lapse of the tongue, I would be shut down very quickly, because I would just have that one moment where I just push it too far.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good to know. I'll start a second YouTube channel.
Okay, sounds good. All right, take care, everyone. Bye. Cheers.
Thanks,
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.
So I'd like to ask if anyone wants to help with the spotlights, because I was trying to spotlight her for the first half of her conversation, and my Zoom is just acting weird. So I don't know if there's anyone with experience that would like to help out with that. We have several people I think that could qualify for that. I don't know if you want to do it, Jeff or Lloyd. If
I nominate Lloyd.
Lloyd.
What?
To do the spotlight. I know you love doing that.
What, the moonlighting?
When we add someone to the spotlight, we need somebody to help with that, because
Well, you need like someone to be a moderator or something.
I'm sorry, Lloyd.
We need someone to be like a moderator or something.
Like a co-host, yeah, that you would help. Like whenever we want to bring someone on the spotlight, you would spotlight them for us.
Okay.
Because I was trying to do it forever for.
I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jeff and Lloyd, if you could both kind of hook up, and you could, because you stepped away at that point too, Jeff. So I couldn't even ask you to do it. So
yeah, sorry about that.
I have both of you guys as co-hosts now. So just anytime we bring somebody on, if you could just add them to the spotlight, that'd be great. So thank you so much. And actually, we have a first-time person here who I want to send lots of Depeche Mode family love. Many of you have seen Teddy Ferguson performs on our in our group. Like he shares videos of him singing songs, and his father recently passed away. So we just want to send our love and best wishes and our deepest condolences to you, Teddy.
Thank you, Rob.
So, does somebody want to jump on and follow up after that last from Sanjita by the pool? Either that, or we'll continue on a little with Vaughn and I. But if somebody feels the need to or would like to share right now, we're happy to have you on. So
jump in, or Larry. Never mind.
So Willie, I'm going to bring on Willie first, and then we'll bring on Larry. Willie, go ahead and let's get one of these guys to spotlight you first.
Yeah, I've done it.
All right, perfect.
Hi, fellow devotees. So first off, happy birthday to Mr. Martin Gore, our awesome lyricist here. And so, like a lot of people like Vaughn, I Enjoy the Silence was what got me hooked. And it was when I was about 5 years old. I've told this story a few times before. I was at this place in, it was either like in Orange or something. I was really little. It was after a Disneyland adventure called Wood Ranch Barbecue. And they're known for playing a lot of more alternative and new wave kind of stuff against their very Americana barbecue decor. It's very interesting. But I heard Enjoy the Silence, and, you know, I was like clueless as to who it was because I was 5 years old. Who's going to know Depeche Mode at 5 years old, right? And so I asked my mom, and she was like, yeah, it's this band called Depeche Mode. Years pass, and I finally have an iPod, and we're at Wood Ranch again, just completely coincidentally. It comes on again, and I'm like, hey, Mom, what's this called again? Enjoy the Silence, Depeche Mode, and type it in on my iTunes. I download it, and the rest is history. And in fact, I've got just a playlist dedicated to just all the various mixes and variations of Enjoy the Silence. I don't know if you can see the picture, but it's Dave there. It's a little freeze frame.
Nice.
And there are 20 different versions in this, including the music video. And it's, I put it on shuffle every so often, and it's just so interesting. I've got like that kind of eagle eye about it where I can tell that something's got, like, I don't know, say the 98, the 86 through 98 singles mix, for instance. I don't know if this makes any sense, but if you listen to the remastered 2006 version and you listen to that one, it's got a bit of, it's higher in treble, if that makes any sense. It's a little more tinny sounding than the remastered version. It's those little things I'm able to pick up now because I listen to the song so much. And other than that, I believe every album on my phone. I've got Songs of Faith and Devotion on vinyl and Violator on vinyl. And Depeche Mode is my happy place. And Enjoy the Silence started it all. So, yeah.
Now, did you hear or see the trailer for, I think it's called Chanel, the show with Ewan McGregor?
Oh, yeah, the one where he's the fashion designer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
No, it's Halsey. I'm confusing the whatever designers or whatever. It's called Halsey, I think, right? But,
yeah, something like that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Halston. It's Halston.
Halston. Okay, yeah. So, apologies for my lack of knowledge of all these designers, but
Halsey's a singer.
Unforgivable.
Oh yes,
Unforgivable.
Halsey's the singer with 9 Inch Nails that produced her album, right? But so Halston, if you've seen the trailer, then did you hear all the variations of Enjoy the Silence that were used in that?
I did. It was very cool.
Yeah.
I believe Martin Gore's demo was in that one. Was it?
Well, not his demo, but the harmonium is close to his demo pretty much.
Yeah.
That harmonium version of it starts it off, and then there's even like an orchestrated version somewhere in there, you know.
Yeah, that was that's from the quad mix.
Ah, okay.
Have you guys ever? The quad mix is just about 16 minutes long, and it is beautiful. The string section is godly. Turn your volume all the way up on your home stereo in your car, and you can just sit there. You feel like you're floating. It's beautiful. So
now, it's funny because that is a great mix, and I didn't even realize that it was from that. And I think the reasoning is because that Death on the Nile recently, they added like an orchestrated version of Policy of Truth.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that they recreated some kind of orchestral version of Enjoy the Silence for that, not even thinking about the fact that it was probably lifted from the quad mix. But
I found the quad mix is very hard to obtain. It used to be anyway. It used to be very hard to obtain online. It was something that you'd have, like, when I finally got it, I had to buy, it was the singles box 4, I think. At that time when I bought that, I had to buy the entire singles box 4 on iTunes in order to listen to that song. for some reason they had that kind of permission privilege thing set to it. It was very strange, but I have it now, so it's okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it is. It is in the 12-inch of the Violator 12-inch singles box set. So
yeah,
they have the quad mix in there too. And
yeah,
because of that, they've been putting all those versions on Spotify, like as the box sets have come out. So, but yeah, very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Thank you guys.
And Vaughn, I don't know if you realize he's almost in competition with Larry for one of our younger, but he's a little older than Larry, but
All
by a
right.
few years, I think, right?
Cheers, William.
Martin.
Right.
All right. Speaking of Larry, if one of you guys could go ahead and bring on Larry now.
Larry. Okay, Larry, you're on the ad spotlight. There you go.
Lloyd's quick at that.
Okay, so how Depeche Mode affected my life was musically, and I discovered them when I was like when I was like 16, but that was before I discovered the group. I was just watching like I don't know, like videos from like the 80s and 90s and stuff, and some from like the early 2000s. And then I stumbled across the Personal Jesus music video. But I wasn't fully into them yet. This was just the beginning for me. And I started to watch a couple more of their videos. People Are People, Just Can't Get Enough, Enjoy the Silence, which I watched on YouTube. Because I usually watch most music videos on MTV Classic. It's a TV channel that has a lot of different programs on it. But then I watched the music video for the song Halo, and that's when I became fully hooked into Depeche Mode, because it was because to me it's the best song they ever did, and it became my personal favorite. And yeah, Halo is what got me into Depeche Mode. And yeah, when I started going on to these Zoom meetings during the pandemic and everything, before I found this group, the first group that I found was Vaughn George's group. And the very first guest I met was Brian Griffin. And after like a meeting with Gareth Jones, and Vaughn and Gareth hopped off, and it was just everyone from Depeche Global. That's when I discovered the Depeche Mode Global Fan Group. So yeah, I kind of discovered it by accident, and yeah, I just became a part of this group. And I've been in this group now for about 3 years. So yeah, that's how Depeche Mode impacted my life.
That's great. And Larry, a question, since you said Personal Jesus was one of the first videos that you saw, did you think that that's how the band actually looked with the cowboy hats and everything, since that was your first introduction to them? Or
no, because it didn't sound country-ish to me. I was just getting into Depeche Mode when I first saw the Personal Jesus video. I was just getting started.
Yeah, it was an interesting look for sure. I mean, obviously they're doing it tongue in cheek, but I was just curious if that's your first introduction to them, if that would make you think that that's what they were all about. But yeah, we're happy to have you, Larry, and thank you for sharing your story. And we'll see who's up next.
I mean, I can do it later, but let's. I don't mind having a go, but someone else can go before me since I'm doing the admin, the moderator stuff.
Yeah, you're welcome to go. Or also at some point too, we're going to play a couple videos for you guys. I know you've probably seen them before, but at some point we're going to share them again too. So
that's cool, man. I'll quickly have a go. Hang on, I'll add spotlight to myself.
And then after you, let's bring on Lee.
Yeah, that's fine. Lee Nash. Okay, no problem, man. Yeah, so my Depeche Mode experience was a bit well, I was I think about 13, I think, and this must have been 2001 when the Exciter album came out, and there was a show on every Saturday called CD UK, and the age demographic was very young. It would have been like something like 16 to 20, but Depeche Mode of all people were on that show called CD UK. It was sort of like Todd of Pops, if everyone knows that, but except no one plays live; it's all lip synced. And Depeche Mode came on with "I Feel Loved," and I thought, "Wow, this sounds really good." And I remember buying the single on CD. I'm very sure I bought the album. I need to find it somewhere. And I begged my mum to, take me to the concert or buy me a ticket. But for some reason, parents are a bit weird about 13-year-olds or going by themselves or coming with you. And I was very upset at it for a very long time. But I ended up buying a compilation album, 81 to 85. And then the obsession grew bigger 4 years later because they were promoting their album, Playing the Angel. And then VH1 did a whole segment that weekend where they played every music video from was it 81 to 2005 or up to that point. And I pretty much got obsessed. So obsessed that I brought the Playing the Angel, the album. I think I brought most of the albums that year. I think, and I saw them live the same year as well. Well, I think just a year after the album came out, 2006 in Hyde Park. It was called the Wireless Festival, and I've seen them 7 times live since. I've pretty much got most of their albums up to Ultra. I tend to get more at some point. 5.1 ones, and then it obviously led me to meeting Vaughn, you guys, and the rest is history. And collaborating with Rob.
Yeah, it's pretty cool the connections that we make because of this band, right?
Yeah.
Because of our love for the same band. But here's the Martin.
Yeah. This Martin. Okay, I'll pass on to Lee Nash.
Thanks for that, Lloyd. That was good.
No problem.
Nice, Lloyd.
All right, guys. So it has to be from that very first time they appeared on Top of the Pops in 1981. I remember I'd come home from work and I had a portable television in my bedroom, and I was kind of like crashing on the bed and wasn't really paying that much attention to Top of the Pops until they came on with that intro, and they put like this green like sound wave thing going across up and down. And I was like, what the hell is this? And so I was set up, watched it, and I was like, well, this is right at the start of the whole Boy George, the gender bender, the makeup, the New Romantics and all that kind of stuff. And it really kind of like triggered something with me. And so I went straight to the record store the next day, got New Life on 12-inch. And then from then on, it was almost like, when's the next one coming out? When's the next song? When's the next song? And started going, we had Virgin Records down in Oxford Street, and I would go up there every weekend. Then I started buying all these imports albums from Germany and the US and all these different mixes. And so I was just, building up my collection. And I can't remember the actual date, but the first time I saw him was on the Broken Frame tour. So that's showing my age. And at the Hammersmith Odeon at the time. And I don't know, you've seen it once before, Rob, but from 1987, this was me with my Dave Garn haircut.
Oh, that's great, man. That's awesome.
1987. So yeah, I had used to get my hair done and highlighted as well, and hang out with like-minded people, as Vaughn would say, ones that would be more into Susie and the Banshees and the Cure and all that, kind of interaction with those kind of crowds. And the thing was, I always remember when their first album came out and I said that I liked Depeche Mode. again, with the negativity that they got back in the UK at that time, everyone assumed that they was gay, especially with the song, you know, Pretty Boy. Hey, you're such a pretty boy. You know, everyone just kind of assumed that they was that was their, you know, the way they were. But I was like, no. And I got all defensive and remember having a bit of a fight with someone in the school playground over that. But yeah, so my lifelong, you know, I cannot say there's been a band other than Depeche Mode that's ever held my interest as much as them. And I think, again, as Vaughn said before, it's that awkwardness of Martin and his songwriting and his lyrics. You know, that's how my mind thinks. I always found it difficult, you know, to talk to girls when I was a lot younger. But his lyrics, you know, that's what was going through my mind. And the way he sang the song, I was like, shit, why can't I say that? Do you know what I mean? It was it's always has felt such an attachment with me, you know, even now. And then of course, you know, never really been into music, and then finding Vaughn's channel and buying a cheap old Casio keyboard for my very first lesson with him, and then moving up to a digital, and then hopefully in the near future a synthesizer. And it's because now of Vaughn and his lessons that you know, I can do things now. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. So
keep going, Lee. I'll send you that tenner later. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of feel kind of similar to you, Rob. You know, should have done it a long time ago, but it's never too late.
That's for sure. It's never too late. I learned that. I got that advice from John Fryer, actually. So, and I can't thank him enough for doing that. I have a question for you, Lee, about, you know, that's amazing that you saw him in '82. Were you in it? Because their image significantly changed in 1984. And now, what were your thoughts when you saw them?
Okay, so I've never been, I mean, I'm a straight guy. I've never been, you know, afraid to show my feminine side. And you know, I've worn women's clothes and black nail varnish, you know, and I kind of got that from Martin. So when they switched that, especially the Master and Servant and that video, watching that on like primetime TV on a Saturday, and the chains and everything, I was like, I'm down. I'm totally down.
Do you think that's where the ooh came from?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
I think it was subliminal for like ooh.
You know, I think it was probably Martin having his bottom spanked. You know that.
It's odd like life. It's great because I did this thing once. It was very. I think it may have been on Drink and Chat. We were having a bit too much to drink. And we started a conversation, and it was like about this many people, and we just, looks like I'm trying to start something here, but anyway, so it just goes to show that everything, like, and even what Lee was saying, just first of all, Lee, thanks for your kind words anyway. I often make jokes, but I never want my jokes to come across as me being insincere, but I appreciate your kind words. I still will send you that tenner. Thank you. No, but what is amazing about Martin's lyrics is that they said in such plain sincerity. You know, sometimes when you listen to some artists, they try to really be convoluted, or they try to say things in a way that no one's ever said them before, and that's not the way humans think. You know, if you say to someone, "I love you," you just go, "I love you." You don't go, "The embers of my heart go deep within the bowels of my anus," or whatever. You know, you don't go to that level. So, that was terrible. That is why I don't do live stuff. But you know what I mean? You it's just you just say things. And so I think with Martin, everything's very plain and conversational, and it's very, you know, and here is all of these things and more. And this was the thing I was saying. I had this chat once where we all sort of had a conversation going only using Depeche Mode phrases. So for instance, when
when Lee said it resonated with me. It was the one I like best. I thought, you're the one I like best. You're the aim, my interest. You're the only one. So you could actually start a conversation like this. You could say to Rob, let me take you on a trip around the world and back. And then Rob could say something, and you could actually have a conversation.
It's a question of time.
Yeah, it's just a question of time, Rob. I've got to get to you first. So and you can actually take sentences out of his songs and just throw them in the middle of conversation, and it works. And and you know, without being a fanboy, I just think Martin Gore is one of the most. You listening, Ava? I just think Martin Gore is one of the most amazing souls I've ever come across in my life, and that sounds very fanboy. I'm just talking about in so many ways, in a non-egotistical, and the way he's touched people. I've met him as well once. He's the most unassuming guy on the planet. I come across as a bit of a fanboy, but I'm too old to be a fanboy now. But I'm just saying there is something really magical about the man's soul. That really is.
And I think, I have to say that Strange Love is my favorite of all time, and I think that's because at that time in my life I was kind of acting out what the song is about, you know, being with someone, treating them bad, and then, you know, they keep coming back and you give it to them more, and that's what I was doing at that time. You know, I was kind of still sowing my oats kind of thing, you know. But so that song is always will be my favorite. I think my all-time favorite.
There is one terrible lyric that Martin came up once. We're the horniest boys. We're the horniest. I was like, okay. What? Lloyd, that was your favorite one, wasn't it? Oh no, it was the Dead of Night. Yeah, I was just like, okay, Martin, you know, that was just like, okay, this is just a phase he's going through, maybe midlife crisis. But I'm like, come on, man, what is that all about? But then again, I read the lyrics about the Dead of Night, and I thought to myself, you know, it has meaning. You know, where self-inflicted wounds, eating from silver spoons, it actually has meaning. So there's nothing throwaway about anything he's ever said. I think it was just a bit like, and actually, I think he did disappoint me once, and maybe this is probably because this is maybe just over my head. The train is coming, so get on board. I was like, okay. Now, that's either meant to be so tongue-in-cheek that I don't get it, or I do get it, and it's just pretty naff. But I think that's the only few times I could reference things where I'm just like, come on, Martin. And the thing is, I've been very critical on some of their more recent offerings, and that's only because I hold them to higher standards than anyone else. You know what I mean? It's like, there's a lot of artists I like, and they do something naff, and I'm like, yeah. But it was like Depeche Mode, I don't let them get away with it. You know, I hold them to higher standards of accountability. So yeah, I didn't like that. The train is coming, get on board. I'm just like, and along with that video with the sort of Marxist beards and stuff, I was like, I know it was a joke, but I'm just like, hey man, I don't get it.
but when
I was
technically though,
Where's the Revolution had a political feel to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it's totally political, and I mean the message is actually a great message as far as what he's talking about. But I'm going to interrupt real quick just because on our streaming on YouTube, we have some people that want to come on, and I'm trying to get in the chat, and it's grinding to a halt with my computer with all these video things going on. So I'm going to talk about it here real quick. So if you want to join us on Zoom, basically you need to get the Zoom app, and you could punch in, you can either use the link that I shared in the YouTube chat, or when it asks you for the meeting ID, you can enter 831-3396-2219. And the passcode is MLG61, all caps. So I'll repeat it again. If somebody could actually type it in the chat on on YouTube chat. My system is just grinding to a halt. So again, Zoom ID 831-3396-2219. The passcode is MLG61. Or you can go, if you're on Facebook, you could go to the Depeche Mode Global Fan Group. The pin post has all the information. So let us know if you're able to get on. I know that you're trying to get onto Zoom so you could join us and share your stories, and we'd love for you to be able to do that. So come on here if you can, and if you still need help, let us know in the chat.
So, quick question, Vaughn, was that like an introduction to your new single? The lyrics, "The bowels of my anus."
I don't know where that came. That was like a Freudian slip somewhere in the back of my head there, because I've always hated people who are pretentious. Pretentious. I go to the theater. I went to see Depeche Mode. Oh, you peasant, come to the theater. Fuck the theater. You know what I mean?
But I wouldn't hold it against you if you did it in
it's just like
the bowels of my anus.
yeah, just like, I was like, oh, yeah. I'm dead common, man. Yeah.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah, pardon the pun.
Oh, sorry. So what are we doing now, Rob? Are we doing more?
Well, let's give Rob a break, because if he is like me, a typical man, he probably can't multitask. Let's let him give him his wholehearted attention on that, and I'll ask a question to everyone out here. How many people we got on here at the moment? 19. Oh, someone say something.
There's 19 in Zoom and 13 on YouTube.
And that's good.
Should we ask the question to anybody? Come on, Aaron. How did Depeche Mode influence you?
We've just shared. Thank you, Jeff, for sharing that on
Oh,
YouTube.
hang on. Who's the guitar guy here? We hear your guitar, dude.
Oh, that's Teddy.
Hi, Teddy.
Yeah, I just shared the meeting info on YouTube.
Thank you for that, Jeff.
Yeah.
So Lloyd, you got two hands up, Larry and Dahlia.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, I think Larry's already go.
I forgot to lower mine. Sorry.
Yeah,
Dahlia, I think has her hand up all the time. I don't know why, because she usually doesn't have a question. But
all right, I'll lower her hand then. So, sorry, but just think of it. Go, Jeff. It's a birthday.
So here, real quick before Jeff gets on. So Isabel asked about if we need to do anything for the drawing. All you need to do is still be here when we do the drawing. We're going to put together a list of all the names that everyone that's present at the time when we do the drawing, and we're going to pull it out of the hat. So maybe I'll put together a list of the names.
Yeah.
We might do that. So unless someone wants to volunteer, but then you will not be eligible to win, obviously. So I'll probably do it so that way everybody has a chance to win. So we'll probably do that in about maybe half hour or something, 45 minutes. Before we get to that, though, too, we're going to play some videos for you, too. But we're going to Jeff next. So thanks for the question, Isabel.
All right. Yeah. Depeche Mode is a very inspirational band. Got me into writing lyrics and eventually playing in Rob's band, which was a lot of fun in the early 90s. And to say how Depeche Mode came into my life was when basically before Strangelove came out, like many years before, I did hear some Depeche Mode songs, but they didn't like spark my interest because I wasn't into music at the time. But then when the Strangelove video came out, I really liked that video a lot, and it really grabbed my attention. And then eventually I heard Stripped, and that really got me into Depeche Mode after that. And then eventually in high school, Rob sold me some nosebleed tickets for $100. and then I couldn't find a girl to go with me, so ended up not having so I ended up having an extra ticket that was unused for Music for the Masses tour at the Forum.
You can make your money back if you have that ticket right now.
And what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and then eventually when Rush came out, oh man, forget about it.
I have a question.
That's my favorite song now.
So for those of you that don't know, any guests that we've had that come on to the show, Jeff has asked them if they want to do a cover of Rush.
Yeah, or some question about Rush.
He always leads to Rush. So Jeff, since you talked about your epiphany moment with Depeche Mode, like Lee, did you ever wanted to wear a girl's dress like Martin?
No, definitely not.
Hey, you should try it. Trust me, it's very I guess uplifting. I don't know what's the actual word. It's
liberating,
especially when the breeze goes up. Yeah,
breeze,
okay. Definitely helps. But Jeff, I had a question. So did you say you it was Strange Love? You saw the video? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the video really got
which one? Because there's two. There's like the US version.
The first one that they showed on MTV, I don't really know which version.
So that was the black and white one where it looks like they're in Europe with the bondage, the bondage clothing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they were in Paris.
Paris.
Yeah. Yeah, because then they did the other video after where they was all wearing white and they had the male and female signs spotlighted up onto the buildings. So that was just curious.
So when you spoke about the lifting the dress or whatever, uplifting, I was starting to type in the chat if the guys still needed help with the Zoom, and I started to type still need lifting.
Can't hear you, Vaughn.
You're muted, Vaughn.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I muted myself. We've got a theme going here for the next one. Lee Nash is wearing a new dress. Put it on. We can say it to Lee. Put it on and don't say a word.
New dress.
I definitely have one that I prefer.
Oh, actually, guys, it's getting dangerous. Sorry, I'm just going to stop. I'm going to grab another drink.
That's all I want you for.
No, Lee's very clean these days.
It's nothing's impossible, you know.
Nothing's impossible.
Except you still believe in love at first sight.
It's a question of lust. Question of lust.
I think it's a question of a dress, but
Princess Di is wearing a new dress.
For Lee here, I got to. Lee, there's nothing wrong with wearing whatever you feel like.
I know, right?
Yeah, if you want a partner in dressing up crime, I'm more than happy to do that. Anytime you want to wear a dress, I'm more than happy to wear a dress.
You see, Lee, that's better. That's a better offer than I've ever had. So.
See, I'm wearing a ridiculous goth outfit in a stupid number of degrees just cause.
Why not, right?
Excellent.
Because you can.
Excellent. We need to spotlight her, Lloyd. Spotlight Carla.
Yeah, I'll spotlight Carla. Sorry.
Yeah, Carla's
next. Ridiculous.
I'm actually working at the same time, so that's why I keep turning off camera because I got some work to do. But I can also manage to participate in this and wear ridiculous outfits. So that's, I think, a result. And Lee, do not let these boys put you off. If you want to dress up, I'm all there, and I'd like to see them take me on.
All right.
You wouldn't want to do that. I can promise you. Yeah, and I've been encouraging it. I mean, I actually said Lee Nash is wearing a new dress. Da, 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 da.
Well, and there's a beer called Kilt Lifter, so maybe next week in chat you could wear.
This is really not right.
Lee, very soon Lee will be saying, "Boys say go."
and you're gonna go, "Hey, you're such a pretty
boy."
I give up. You guys are all Philistines.
Lee, I just want to say there's nothing to fear.
Correct.
Excellent. That was a good one right there.
Except maybe.
We'll eventually judge you and say, shouldn't have done that.
Oh my god.
Lloyd, will you join us in a cross-dressing DM Global?
Only if it's the sun and the rainfall.
Carla, Carla, I will do it only when I lose myself.
So what occasion, Carla?
I won't rush to do it.
I would do it.
Only lose yourself
sometimes.
with someone else.
Only sometimes.
You got to get a Martin leather skirt. Martin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Lloyd, let's go shopping. Leather skirts. Okay.
Put it on.
Okay.
In something to do. What is it?
It's something to do.
Yeah.
Dress up your dog, Lloyd.
That
You can do leather boots.
question was literally ringing through my head at the start of this whole pandemic, and it just hasn't stopped.
What, that you wear women's clothes?
Say it again.
That you wear women's clothes?
No.
I heard a rumor.
Hey, we have Martin with his hand up. Let's bring Martin on.
Martin's, yeah.
And I said Martin, even though it's not the Martin of Depeche Mode, it's Martin of Depeche Mode Global. So we'll still use Martin.
So cheers.
Martin
Mirke, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, my story is like I have to go back to the late summer of '89 when I heard Person Jesus for the first time. I think I heard it from like older guys because I was like 11 years old or something like that, and so I back then I was in touch, of course, with some older guys, and they heard like Depeche Mode and I don't know, Erasure and Aha and all the stuff, and so I think it was the first time I heard it like when the single came was brand new, so to say, and we only had like 4 channels back then in my parents' house because like in Germany, you know, you didn't have like satellite TV back then, or even cable TV was pretty hard to get. So and then I've seen the video I think in September of '89 the first time in the Eastern Germany channel, which we got in Western Germany. So back then the entire system was in change, and the Eastern Germany was, you know, speeding up and try to provide like Western music videos and everything. So I've seen the video the first time in Eastern German TV, and I was so amazed and so hooked, like from the look of the band, the coolness, and the vocals. Like I think Person Jesus has some of the coolest vocals that they ever did. And then I remember in February of 1990, they played "Enjoy the Silence" for the first time in a German music show, and it had the video intro still. So the video and intro was pretty much part of the song back then in February. So I was. And then they looked so cool, like Dave with the I think he wore like a white long sleeve and then a cross, a black cross on his shirt and a chain, and I was hooked totally, and since then my love to Depeche Mode got even bigger, and yeah. They're part of my life since then, and went to 25 shows, I think. And I have a pretty huge collection. And yeah, so Violator and Songs of Faith and Devotion are pretty much my albums or my records, which brought me to the band, and I think it's their strongest time in total. Like maybe Black Celebration, Music for the Masses, and then until Songs of Faith and Devotion. And my first concert was on the Devotional tour, because I was too young for the World Valation tour, even though they played pretty much in my hometown, so to say. So I've seen them for the Devotional tour for the first time, and it was like the best shit I've ever seen to date. Yeah.
Oh, still your favorite concert. Still your favorite concert.
It is. I have to say that the last gig in Berlin, like in 2018, the very last concert of the Spirit tour, was very close to it because it was very emotional. But yeah, the Devotional tour was just amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting that you said that about the Spirit tour, because there's certain fans that didn't want to go to their last few tours or whatever, just because they feel like it's not the same. And sure, it's different, of course, because you have a different personnel and everything. But I can honestly say that the last tour, I had some of the most amazing experiences I've had out of all of the 46 times I've seen the band. So by not going, people are just hurting themselves, basically. So of course, anytime the band is performing or out there, I'm there. Sign me up. I don't care if it's one guy, two guys, the whole band, everything. I'm in. But I wanted to ask you too. You said you have a big collection. What's your favorite Depeche Mode item in your collection?
Oh, I have I think I have how you call it, like a double platinum Violator record. So it's a American or US how do you say, award, I guess.
Yeah, the RIAA platinum music award. I have when it went one single platinum the first time. I have Andy Frank's, their tour manager. I have his platinum award, but you have the one once it went double platinum. So who was yours presented to?
Like a lady from Warner, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I can send you a picture later on. But I think it was like a lady or like a manager from Warner Records.
Very nice, very nice.
But yeah, my last piece is and I was really thinking a lot, but my last piece is I got the Hublot, the black watch.
Oh, wow.
From the Delta Machine tour, which is, I think, the best watch you can get in the world.
Wow, I that's pretty amazing. Those watches are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Do you happen to have it handy that we could see it?
Yeah, I can bring it on.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. I haven't even seen one of them, so other than pictures. So it'd be cool if you want to bring it on.
Yeah.
VG, did you have any questions for Martin? This Martin, not Martin Gore. Well, I don't know if VG can even hear us. Can you hear us? I think we lost the. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did my ears deceive me? Rob, you said you didn't have something in the Depeche Mode collection?
Well, I do not have an Oopla watch. Yeah, you're correct.
Somebody's got music going.
Boy, what's going on here?
That wasn't me.
I think that's Yuri's introduction music or something.
Oh, it's Yuri?
I don't know. Maybe that's how he announces himself.
It's his theme music when he comes on.
To be honest, it sounded like some really bad German music to me. Oh, seriously.
It sounded pretty bad.
Hey,
Actually,
Martin.
that was that was Lloyd with his Euro house.
You know, is Peter Schilling still credible and popular in Germany, or is he like the David Hasselhoff of Germany? Or
No, I mean it's kind of cheesy, but it's still I would say like sort of popular. Like when you go to 80 parties or whatever. Everybody knows Major Tom or
what a chorus. I mean, what a chorus. You can't take that away.
Yeah.
What a chorus. But there's I did a video once on my channel about it's in the beginning years of the channel, back in the days where I didn't care so much. I had more fun because I just I'm gonna talk about this and just threw it up. And I did a thing about German producers, and I think I spoke about Michael Cretu, you know, who was obviously Romanian born, and introduced Sandra and Nigma. And then I spoke about is Austrian Hans Zimmer, obviously, who went on to do The Dark Knight and Broken Arrow and all these masterpieces. And then we went on, and I think I mentioned Dieter Bohlen, and I almost got lynched by the Germans. They were like, "How you insult us by mentioning Dieter Bohlen?" So the question is Dieter Bohlen, is he like sort of like the lowest of the low, or
pretty much
as far as not being cool is concerned?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm sure you know Modern Talking, because they were pretty much like popular all over the world, or at least like Central Europe and Eastern Europe, and but yeah, it's, you know,
and then he went
lowest of the lowest.
Yeah, well, he went on to do his solo. It's funny how I know all this shit, because in South Africa it was so popular. He went on to his solo career called Blue System. Apparently he doesn't sing. Like even on Modern Talking, when he did that high voice, it wasn't him. It was an a cappella group that were doing that, and so he doesn't
exactly
sing.
And you know, like back in '89 when I first got into Depeche Mode, there was like a band called Milli Vanilli.
Oh yeah, of course.
They were produced by a German guy as well.
Yes.
Frank
Varian.
What was his,
yeah, he actually he actually produced Boney M and stuff as not. Yeah, so he's a pretty credible producer. But I can just interject here. My first album I bought was Roxette's Look Sharp, and the second album I ever bought was Milli Vanilli's Girl, You Know It. Yes,
no, it's true.
Ooh, mama show, mama sha, mama ooh, mama show, mama. I got the US remix album, and I loved that album. And then, of course, my illusions were shattered when I heard they were miming. Oh my god! But that's what everyone does these days anyway, so it doesn't matter.
But they were big in the States as well, right? Rob, like Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, I know Milli Vanilli. I mean, I was okay. We're going a bit off topic here. This is because I've been studying a lot of '90s music for my new vibe. Lloyd, get ready for some interviews. And I've been really, I was blasting some of this Milli Vanilli here the other day. And Kyrie said, Jesus, she said, that's really funky. She said, it's cheesy as fuck, but it's funky. You know what I mean? And it had something. It had this real sort of sincerity to it. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Or fakeness to it.
Well,
I didn't actually sing it, but
yeah,
I know it's true.
No, it's interesting actually, because if you and we don't want to get sidetracked, but if you read the story about that, you know, Robin Fabrice, the two guys who fronted it, and then you actually got the actual band that were playing it, because they came out later and they were called the real Milli Vanilli, and of course when you saw them, they had a face for the radio kind of thing, and it just made sense because the songs were great. The songs were great, you know, whether you like it or not. It was great production. But the front was wrong. So, you know, putting two and two together, it was a bit of genius. But you know, it was dishonest. But hey,
yeah, I wanted to ask my son to do the video for me for my song. He's a lot younger than me, but
no. But you know something, Rob, as well. When you do the kind of music that I do and the kind of music you do, as long as you're sincere about what you're doing, it doesn't really matter what you look like. You know, it's kind of like, and you know, I don't want to sort of, and you know, I'm just going to say this out here because I'm not politically correct, but it's hot. The industry, the music industry, is harder on women than it is on men, and it really is. And I thank you, because I heard one of the ladies going there. No, it's true, because if you're a man, I mean, let's think of like Alice Cooper. And I mean, I can ramble off of the top of my head here. A lot of guys who've made a huge success in the music industry that are fucking ugly. You know what I mean? But usually, when it's women artists, they always have to be pretty, or they have to be. So it's very difficult. And I can see Isabel nodding there. So I'm going to get into her.
It's not just in the music industry, though, too.
No, you're absolutely right. And I put it to you this way as well. And I was, because this is where my brain goes. I think outside the box, and it doesn't sit comfortably with a lot of people. But hey, man, that's just where I operate. And I used this analogy once. I said, if you walked into it's quite accepted if you walk into like a jazz bar or something, you'll see this old man about 80 years old jamming on the piano. But I've never seen an 80-year-old lady doing it. And because I couldn't actually think, and I was having conversations. I said, have you ever been into a jazz bar and seen like an old lady playing on the piano? And people have gone, no, I've never seen that. So, and that's quite an interesting, it's slightly off topic, but coming back to what Rob's thing now is, Rob, you're no spring chicken and nor am I. But it's just it's also, if we take look at Gary Newman, who's pushing 65 now. I don't know, and for that kind of, it almost seems like with men, the more rugged and harder looking you become, provided you're not doing mainstream pop. Now, Rob, if you had gone up there and you were going, oops, I did it again, I would have gone, okay, it's probably wrong. But for the style of music you're doing, it almost works. The uglier we are, the better it works. So.
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or not. But...
no, that was the pause, because I was waiting for one of the ladies to interject and say no. No, so all I'm saying to you, Rob, is as long as it sounds good, you can get away with it.
Okay, so here, this actually leads into where I wanted to go next. So
yeah, now they can all laugh at us afterwards. You guys, be honest. You can just tear the arse out of us now.
What I want to do next, if my computer cooperates, because my computer's like at a grinding halt right now, but I'm gonna go inside, grab a pen and paper, and I'm gonna put everybody's name on a piece of paper for the first drawing, and we're gonna watch. We're going to set it up first. We're going to watch both of our music videos, because Vaughn and I were both inspired, obviously, by Depeche Mode. We're going to start with Vaughn's music video. And his video actually inspired me to make sure that I did something a little more polished when I'm going to release my song, basically. Like, I realized I can't just... Like I originally was using a gimbal to just like film myself almost like a selfie video kind of thing, and I
thought you were going to say a gimp. I thought a gimp mask. What?
But yeah, so thankfully I did not release that as my music video, and I ended up putting out something I'm very proud of, and I think Vaughn's video is something he should be proud of as well. It's an amazing video.
Thank you, Rob.
So we're going to share those, but first I'll let Vaughn detail a little bit more about his video while I go grab a pen and paper. And basically I want everyone to kind of like all of you on the YouTube channel, if you'd like to be part of the drawing, just mention your name, put your first and last name in the chat, and I will write it on a piece of paper, and you'll be eligible to win the first prize. Each of the prizes are going to be the same, but the first prize is a Brian Griffin signed print of A Broken Frame, a signed Vaughn Dark Society album CD, and a Rohm Fade to Nothing single CD that is signed as well. So it would be great if you can all put your first and last name in the chat for me, and I'll be able to write it all up and throw it in a hat. So Vaughn, while I go grab that, go ahead and set up your video.
Okay. This was the second.
And I'll be the one sharing the video. So just kind of
I'll be careful
on it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this was the second music video we did for this Dark Society album, and the reason I thought we'd do a music video is because it's just a way to kind of get more attention, really. Also, with this body of work, it was very visual. What came to me was very visual, and I know that sounds terribly pretentious, but it did. So I just thought, people, with so much music being released at the moment, there's, releasing a video is just another tool to, help it get, to help it stand out a bit more, I suppose. So we did the first music video last year in October, which was called Bottle. And this whole album it follows patterns of very real subjects in life. Just, I don't want to say dark. It's not. Some people have said it's a dark album. I don't think it is. I just think it's just, to me, it's just reflective of what I've been through and things I could relate to. So I didn't go out to make a dark album. That's never what I intended to do. It just manifested that way. But I think I have been suffering from long COVID, still am. And a lot of those vocals were doing while I was in a very bad state. And I think we captured a bit of the madness that was, so, it worked. And anyway, so we did the first music video, which was called Bottle, and it was directed by a very, very talented guy called Akos, who lives in Hungary. He's just one of the most incredibly talented people I've ever worked with. And I mean, when you look at that first music video, and indeed the second one, which you're about to see now, I mean, that was done with no budget, really. It was just really, I often find when you don't have resources, you have to rely on creativity, and we certainly did rely on creativity. And this video you're about to see now is a song called "Scarred Inside," and it's basically about a soldier that comes back from war. Now, when we shot this video, I was very conscious of the fact, because now here's some advice to anyone who's thinking of releasing a music video. Music videos are very, very good. Are very, very good tools, but, and I know, I can't say mine's great, but I think it's the best we did. I'm not going to be too modest, but I was conscious of the fact that if it didn't come out properly, it could be naff, because you've got to be careful that when you do a music video, it's got to come out. It can work for you, or it can work against you. So I'm happy to see with what we did, it worked against us. But the song's called "Scarred Inside," and it's about, it focuses on a soldier coming back from war. Now, a lot of people thought I was sort of cashing in on the Ukraine thing, which has nothing to do with it. I wrote the song about 10 years ago. And I was actually inspired by the Afghanistan war, when, with America being in Afghanistan and stuff. Not inspired, it's probably not the right word, but I was watching a documentary on the soldiers coming back. And so a lot of these soldiers came back with their limbs missing and stuff. And some people said, and then there were others that came back and they had no physical damage done to them, but they were scarred inside. And I thought to myself, this is terrible, because if you see someone with their limbs missing or something, you go, oh, you can see that it's a physical or a visual, it's a visual consequence of someone being in war. But then there are those that came back from war and they've got all their limbs in place, but they're scarred inside. And that's really what the song's about. It's about, it's anti-war. And when we did the video, I was very conscious of the fact of not trying to make it look macho, not trying to make it look sensitive, but at the same time, I didn't want it to look naff. I didn't want it to be glamorizing war. I wanted the soldier who I'm playing in this video, I wanted him to look strong, but I wanted him to look human and vulnerable as well. There are no weapons in this video. I needed, we were focusing really on the human condition. And that is the lyric, "God forgive me, I didn't mean to take her son, the father of the girl with the big angel eyes." It's a man coming back, trying to fit in to modern society, realizing what he's done. A little bit like the Rambo movie, I suppose. Where I'm no Rambo, but just, that you go and you fight this war and you come back and you're dysfunctional and you can't function in society anymore. And then society kind of turns its back on you. Anyway, I'm building it up now, so I don't want to build myself up for a fall, but go on.
All right, so I'm gonna put that on right now, as long as my computer cooperates here. Let's see.
Are you loading a video, Rob?
Yeah, I'm loading the video right now. It's just super slow right here.
When the video comes on, should we ask everyone to mute their videos or mute their
Yes, please.
script
Yes.
mute?
Man, my computer is grinding. I think I need to free up some memory on my laptop. All right. Here goes. Hopefully it doesn't grind on this. We'll see how it goes.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm
Did
trying
you
to
want
share the screen.
Oh, okay. It just said the host wanted me to unmute, so I was like, what's going on?
Oh, that was not, that was an accident. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Wow, this is like when you had dial-up. This is crazy.
Well, there actually are a couple of songs I do compare this music video to. You know, considering that it's war themed. Two of which that I compare to are Bullet the Blue Sky by U2 and If You Tolerate This, Your Children Will Be Next by Manic Street Preachers. But that's just how I compare it.
Hold on a second. I'm having some technical difficulties. Give me a minute. What the hell?
Enjoy the silence.
Crucify.
We should have the Jeopardy music on.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. My computer's like literally grinding. Like I can't even switch screens.
Hey, Carla, while you're there. That's me wearing a French maid's outfit.
Lee, you kinky bastard.
I knew I had one somewhere from a long time ago.
Amazing.
Where was this taken again?
In some pub in London somewhere. Probably about 1985, something like that.
Man, how I wish I was born in the 80s.
Same.
Hey Lloyd, can you go ahead and bring everyone on right now, and you guys could just chat for a few minutes, because I literally, my computer is just such a halt right now. I can't do anything.
It's okay, Rob. We've got your back. You sort it out. We'll start a discussion here. Oh, I don't actually know what to say. Actually, I don't know. Right. So,
How was Prodigy?
How was the Prodigy? Yeah.
Oh, who's that question directed at me, Christian?
Yeah.
It's amazing. That was my third time seeing them, but considering this is a special occasion without Keith, from start to finish, it was amazing. Like, like you see Depeche Mode, there's like an uplifting moment, and there's downtime when Martin plays like his ballads. Well, with the Prodigy, it's like you never have that. Everything's always on the upbeat all the time. Everything's on the pure aggression, and one of the things you're always going to see at a Prodigy gig is like sweaty people doing mosh pits, walls of deaths, and
Have you been in the mosh pit?
I was near it, but I didn't want to lose my place at the front because I know, because you see, like when people say, "Oh, the two mosh is very friendly," like they say we don't intend to hurt you, but they do, and I don't want to get hurt. And it's normally like you're going to take on a guy who's like 6'2", weighs about 20 stone. You're going to die. What's the point?
Because I've seen them like in 2018, I guess. Like for the No Tourist tour, or what's the album called? And it was so amazing. It was like 90 minutes pure aggression, and I was in the mosh pit all the time, like 90 minutes straight on, and there was no break at all. So 90 minutes, just pure aggression.
yeah, exactly. And they also did Firestarter, but they did like a projection, but it was like a hologram of Keith, basically. So that was a good send off of Keith. I wouldn't say it's a criticism. I would say it was a bit like false advertising, because they sort of advertised as the 25th anniversary of the big album, Fat of the Land. And they only played 4 songs from the album. I thought, hang on. I thought you're marking it as a 25th anniversary, and I thought you're going to play at least maybe half the album, but you only played 4 songs. I thought that was a bit cheeky, but that's fine though. I think I think their intention was to do as many songs that people know, get people on the upbeat, and that they did the job perfectly.
And do they have a replacement? Do they have a replacement for the singer?
Oh, Keith. No, there is. It's basically just Maxim now. He's the main guy now. I mean, he always was like the MC and frontman, but I think it's all down to him now. But I don't think it's a daunting task for him. I think he's just used to it now, Martin. Really.
It was more like a laser. It was more like a laser projection of Keith.
Yeah, no, I just meant Maxim in general, Larry. Like, he's used to being an MC, but I don't think the task daunted him. Like, he's the only one there now. I think he's used to it, but I think he carried the show quite well. But they do a good rotation now, where if it's just an instrumental, like with sample vocals, like No Good For Me, then it'll just be purely Liam on the synth and samplers or sequencers, or it is. And then Maxim will come on when he has to, kind of thing. So at least Maxim's not just standing there for no reason. You know what I mean?
Was Leroy there?
No, I actually thought Leroy would have been there because, it's the 25th anniversary of Fatherland. I thought he might come on, do a couple of dances. But no, I wanted Leroy to be there so badly.
I always find it like whenever I look at a picture of like the Prodigy and there's like more than just the 3 of them, I'm basically like, okay, so we got Keith, we got Maximum, we got Liam. Who is this guy?
I think that was everyone's question at the time. A guy who did nothing. Like, all he did was dance. Like, if you look at the albums, he didn't contribute anything, not even writing lyrics, not even playing the synth. He was just purely the dancer.
Yeah, same with like the Breathe music video. The Breathe music video. You're looking around and you're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, but no, we I mean, I don't mind saying this now because it was part of the strategy to get the Prodigy members on the VG channel to interview him. It is as a connection, and Leroy was that guy, but he didn't respond to me for whatever reason. But it's fine though, because I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think people want to hear an interview from a dancer.
Yeah, well, I mean, what would I ask you in an interview? So what is it like when everyone's doing something for you to be poncing around like a... Anyway, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like everyone's doing something, you're just jumping around. But then again, you know, to all fairness, I was reading up about him, and he did, all jokes aside, he did go on to influence like a lot of people. Like when you went through clubs around the country, people were dancing like him. So he was very influential. So he had his place.
Yeah. Like people wanted to dance like Leroy.
Yeah.
I wanted to dance like Leroy, but I couldn't last night. It wasn't possible.
So Lloyd, you wore that jacket and you wore it for the whole concert. So
Yeah.
You got it all pretty sweaty already.
Yeah, it's just full of sweat. I'm gonna have to wash it now. It's disgusting.
Yeah, that before and after the pictures was kind of cool.
Yeah. It's, but you know, it's good to know in the VG channel, like there's some Prodigy fans, and it sort of broke the echo chamber quite a bit. So it means there'll be interest when we get to the 90s. Like when we talk about Prodigy, it's like, okay, this is good. It'll be something different. So
it was quite funny. I don't go onto VG group much anymore because it's pretty much Lloyd's. It's pretty much his playground there. But I had to laugh. But I do see everything, and bless him. Lee and I were in the class yesterday. We were joking about some of the stuff that he posts. But this is what I love about Lloyd. He's not afraid to put his neck out. He's, you know, if he'll post something, he doesn't care. It's like he's not trying to be cool. But the great thing was he posted something the other day and he said, there's this band, I think it was the Cult. He goes, and he said, oh, they do have keyboards in them. So it was almost like, it's like you have to post something because if there's not keyboards in there, it will be removed. And I wanted to actually say, keyboards are not cool. And then to that, I was going to say, but Vaughn, you're the keyboards guy. And I would say, yes, exactly. I am a keyboards guy. Therefore, I'm telling you, keyboards are not cool. Have you ever been to a synth gig? The guys look fucking ridiculous. And this is why I've got a video coming up, which is a bit of a joke, really. It's how to look cool on synthesizers. It's a bit tongue in cheek, really. And it's just like, if you think of the way it's done, the way it's really done, you think of Alan Wilder, okay, Fanboy Left, 1984, in that bloody Live in Hamburg, just with that stallion haircut, and the fact that he could play. And I suppose if you can play, then it's one thing. But you see these people now, and they've got this thing, it looks like an ironing board, and they're like this, ooh, with one finger. And it's like, it's no wonder when Martin's on stage, he just wants to pick up that guitar. And I played keyboards for years, and then I learned how to play a guitar, and I was like, fuck yeah, you know? When you're up there and you go, imagine Martin up there and he gets up and goes, dun, 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 and you've got 70,000 people jumping. Then he puts the guitar down, he walks and he goes up this thing and he goes, dun, 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 dun. So what I'm saying is, keyboards are not cool. And then to alleviate that problem, what they did was they came up with the keytar. So this is the thing, and I'm not doing this to start any blasphemous rumors because I'm a keyboardist. That's what I do. But guitars are cooler. Oh, we got something going here.
Okay, everyone, mute it, please.
So you can see the video now, right?
We can.
You can click mute all at the. I can do it.
God, help me tell them and dry the tears out from their eyes. The child they love isn't coming home again. We are all scarred inside.
Yay. That's awesome.
Bravo. I hope
Well
you're
done.
rating it.
Good job, Vaughn.
Was there
You're
was
muted.
there like
If you're
elements
muted,
of
you gotta unmute yourselves.
Unmute yourselves, everyone.
You're
Or can I-
muted, Vaughn.
Okay.
And Rob.
was there
Yeah.
like elements of like progressive rock in that song or something?
Don't know. I don't know. It's funny. There's some. I'm a musician, so I don't understand genres. You know. In fact, when I was putting this out, I had to put it in. When I was releasing it, I had the shops were asking me what categories this. So I had to ask my fans. I said, you know, what music is this? And you'll be laughing. Some people said it's electronic. Some people said it's rock. Some people said it's alternative. Some people said it's cyber goth. I fucking don't know. So I think genres are there just to confuse us all.
So
Yes.
about Argo Monkey Records, are there any other artists on that label besides?
There's me under like several different aliases.
Aren't the Red
So it's
Sharks going
like-
to that label?
What the Agro Monkey Records?
Haha.
Yeah, I'm going to release other artists later on, but that's once the operation gets bigger. So it's a little bit like flying an airplane. You know, when the oxygen falls, you got to help yourself first. So once I can breathe, I'm going to try and help as many artists as I can. But until then, I'm holding on to this oxygen.
I'm still writing out the list of names. And if you're watching us on YouTube and you want to be part of the names, be sure to list your name in the chat. I know some of you are probably watching on TVs and it's not easy to do, but if you get a chance, go on your phone and type in the chat with your name if you want to be part of the drawing.
On my end, the video was playing choppy.
Yeah, no,
same here.
it looked like a still collage. It was just like one.
Right.
Oh,
That-
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
My computer is grinding, and that's probably part of the reason. I even did everything I could. I deleted a bunch of stuff, and I was debating on restarting my computer, but I didn't know if that would kill everything. So,
Hey, Rob,
yeah,
your level's low too. Your mic level.
it's probably because I'm not talking directly into it. So, any better?
Yeah. Oh, still hear an echo.
Rob, your message that you sent a few days ago just meant the world to me, man. I just say that.
Sellers join.
Thanks, Teddy.
Well, I'm glad I could jump on.
You're gonna be part of the drawing here too, so hopefully, maybe you'll win. We'll see.
Only one way to find out.
There's only one way.
Lose my soul.
Rob?
Just like Vaughn said, you could turn almost everything we talk about into conversation into a lyric from Depeche Mode, right?
Exactly.
Hey, Rob, as you know, I just got in. What's the status on your opening gig?
So good question. So I advanced to the second round on this competition where you basically, the winner gets to perform on the Hollywood Bowl stage, where Depeche Mode had their record-breaking 4 consecutive sellout nights in October of 2017. So I'm still in the running. You can vote for free. The link is on my page, and I believe it's also pinned somewhere in one of the featured items in Depeche Global. So there's a way to vote with money, but you don't need to vote with money. You can just vote for free, but it's a daily kind of thing. So I'd appreciate any votes you get. You want to go my way? Basically, just vote, and it asks you to authenticate. You could use your Facebook profile. It's just to make sure it's not a bot that's doing the voting, so it's legit. And thank you, Heather. I see you said you vote every day. I appreciate that. And hey, Joey, good to see you on here. I put your name in the hat for the prize here. Let's see. Got to make sure what I got so far here.
Hey, bro, we hope you get the slot, man. But it sounds very, very like pop idol X Factor. Like you gotta go through the second round.
It's kind of lame that they require the voting to go on so long, but it is what it is. It's one of those, and Vaughn, maybe we should have you start pushing this too, because I wouldn't be able to pay for you to fly over, but if you flew over, I'd certainly welcome you to perform keyboards on my set. So
Absolutely, I need to come to California. Yeah.
With,
Actually,
with
I wanna-
one finger, right? With one finger.
I'll just clap. This is the thing. Keyboards are very difficult to play in modern music because it's like it's not like in the 80s where every song had a melody. Now it's like this wall of sound. It's like it's like Prodigy as well. It's like, what is he doing? It's just like there's no like played melodies. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'll stand and clap, Rob. I don't mind.
When I saw the project yesterday, I think Liam was just pressing certain notes to make a song.
Yeah, and you can't. It's unplayable. You know what I mean?
No, we would rehearse, and trust me, you would have stuff to play, and I know you could do it. That's why I would. That's the only reason I would invite you, because I know you could do it. But
I got dibs as Rob's roadie.
So I see Soda Pop on here. I don't know what Soda Pop is or did Soda Pop just disappear?
You still got an echo going on, Rob.
Huh.
I think it's across the board.
Oh, you know what? I see what it is. Hold on. Damn. It's because I restarted.
Oh.
Man, this is horrible today.
Hey, Rob. If you go through like,
should be gone now.
With the Hollywood Bowl thing, it's also going to be you promoting your own stuff, but you're not under any obligation to do a cover, are you? By any chance?
No, not at all. It's my own stuff. So, yeah, I wouldn't even be interested in doing a cover set at the Hollywood Bowl. So, would you
do a cover like a really shocking cover just to like alienate people? Like, I don't know, like smack my bitch up or something by apology.
No. What I would do though is if I were to do a cover, I would either do a Depeche Mode, like "Sun in the Rainfall," which I've done a cover of. And for those of you that have bought my CD, I still need to email you the link, Lloyd, but I send the link to people that has that cover that I did. If you buy the CD, or a song that I'm really good at singing and an artist that I loved their performance at the Hollywood Bowl, "Light My Fire" by The Doors. I would love to perform that at the Hollywood Bowl just because of the history of it. I'm a huge Doors fan, and if you ever heard me sing that at karaoke, then you know that I could sing that. Probably showcases my vocals better than most songs do, actually. So out there on YouTube, are you guys still watching us? I hope I didn't disrupt everything. Let's see. Oh, Frankie. Okay, yeah, it looks like we are still good. All right. Let me see here. I think I got everybody, unless that soda pop person. Let's see. All right, we're gonna put in Frankie, and then we're good to go with the drawing. I guess I should fold the names in half too, huh? So I can't see, and it's a very much of a surprise.
Are you doing it out of a baseball hat?
I am, and look at the hat. It's a spirit hat from the Global Spirit Tour.
Perfect. Good team.
Yeah.
Good. That's better than an Angels hat.
My favorite. They're the only team that doesn't let me down.
Again.
Nice.
I know I've told this story before, but some of you may not have heard it, but I used to coach Little League for my son, and one of the kids that played on his team knew I was a huge Depeche Mode fan and a huge Angels fan, and he asked me if there was a something where I had to save one or the other, which would I save, Depeche Mode or the Angels, like the baseball team? And I told him I would have to save Depeche Mode because they're the only ones that never let me down. I get disappointed by my baseball team every year, so it's sad because there's more players on the baseball team, but I would have to save Depeche Mode. So
Good choice, Rob. Good choice.
Wise decision.
it's one of those questions where one of the only that a kid would ask, right? But it was an interesting question for sure. Probably one of the most interesting that any kid has asked me, actually. But. All right, I'm almost done folding these, so we're just about ready for the draw. This is for the first drawing. Obviously, if you win the first time, you're not getting it the second time.
Did I miss the birthday cake? Is there no cake?
Oh, we were waiting for you to bring that.
Oh.
We want a Baskin Robbins one, actually. All right, so we got all the names here. All right, guys. So for a broken frame. Oh, wait. I'm not even on the spotlight. Hey, Lloyd, can you flip the spotlights?
Yeah. I'll put the spotlight on you, man. Spotlight. Yeah.
And I think Carla and Martin probably don't want to be spotlighted the whole time, so we'll let them off
yeah,
the spotlight. Until they're speaking again.
Remove spotlight. And who's the other one? Carla and who?
Martin.
Yes, Martin. Yeah.
You realize I just said Martin a couple times right there, so we have to drink.
Oh God.
I finished my sangria, so now I'm on to beer, I guess. So this is the beer that starts with mode.
Very convenient.
There you go. Cheers.
It's Modelo time.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Gracie, I did get your name. Let's see. So, yeah, I got everybody. I'm just double checking. I got everybody's name that is on. All right, so here we go. Actually, there is one I need to double check that I do have their name in here. Let's see.
Don't we get like some dramatic music or something, Rob?
Oh yeah. Hey,
The judge's decision is final.
Hey, can you
Must
play
say.
something? Play something on the keyboard for that.
What can I say? Dum, 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 dum.
All right.
Ah, cool. You're raffling something.
Oh, so you didn't even know that you're in a raffle. you didn't even know this, Marisol?
No, indeed, I had a very hectic week at work. That I was looking for the link for the meeting today. I know it was today, but I just didn't check. What are you raffling then? But it's in the raffle.
You get whoever wins this gets a broken frame print signed by Brian Griffin, Dark Society CD signed by Vaughn George, and Fade to Nothing CD single signed by me.
Awesome! That's yeah, great prizes indeed.
So watch. She didn't even know she's in a drawing, and she's gonna win right now.
Let's see.
We're all
right. Yeah, she probably will.
I'm gonna turn my head.
Hey Rob, I already have your signed CD. Can I get that horn?
Can you get what?
I already have your signed CD. Can I get that horn?
He wants the horn.
The horn is not available. Sorry.
No, awesome.
You have my signed CD, the framed version though. This is going to be the silver signed version that you could play. So, all right, here we go. Here's the name. Oh shit.
Steve.
You already have it, so I guess you didn't want it, right?
You said it's framed, so.
What's that?
You said I have the frame one, so I got to have the other one to play it, right?
Okay. Well, you heard all the other prizes you get too, right?
You mean I get what prizes?
Oh my god!
The enthusiasm is off the chart tonight.
Off the charts.
He doesn't
I want you to say it again.
So, all right, Vaughn, we got to explain a little more clearly, and you could use this as a little promo for. Actually, let me go grab one from. I'm gonna grab one to show exactly what this is. So you can mention about your CD and my CD, but I'm gonna grab one of the Brian Griffin prints.
Well, the main prize is a Brian Griffin Depeche Mode print, and then the other two are by two Tailcoat Riders, aka me and Rob. Speak for yourself, Vaughn George.
I am excited, just deep inside.
The three prizes are for one single winner, or are you planning to take others from there?
Oh no! It's just no. We just thought there's going to be two prizes, and so two winners, and each person's going to win one of my albums, one of Rob's singles, and a Brian Griffin original Depeche Mode print.
Ah, cool.
So yeah,
I know
Very
that.
cool.
This is something I missed in my.
Yeah.
So you can see here, Steve. This is a poster print. So Vaughn sells these on his page at vaughngeorge.com.
Yes.
And he has all these different album. You know, Brian Griffin shot the first 5 album covers, and the People Are People cover, which is not only a U.S. release. And he also shot like the Love in Itself single cover. But anyway, it's signed by Brian himself. And it's a 12 by 12 print, beautiful print. Like this alone is, great. But then you get a CD signed by Vaughn George and a CD signed by me. I mean, hey, that's a prize package altogether, right there.
Christmas came early. Thank you.
Yeah. So I need to make sure I keep your name out of it. All right. So that is our first winner, and we are going to do one more draw in a few minutes. But next up,
Sorry, who won the first prize?
Steve.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Lloyd, can you spotlight Steve on here?
There's a lack of theatrics tonight.
Steve.
Hey, congratulations, Steve.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
let's bring Steve on for a second because I want to talk.
Sorry, Steve. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Steve Gonzalez. Yeah. Add spotlight.
Steve Gonzalez.
All right, so Steve was generous enough to donate this banner for the Drinking Chats, this Depeche Mode banner. So I guess there's a little good karma there. I had no idea what name I was pulling, and the karma went out, and you got.
This sounds fishy now.
No, trust me, there is no rigging at all. So you just got the luck of the draw. So I thought I was going to pull Marisol actually because
yeah, I was
still
waiting
may.
for that. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe my name is there.
There's still one more chance, right?
Yeah, she still has another chance. So as does everybody else except for you, Steve. But so yeah, congratulations. Vaughn sells these prints, and how much are the prints normally?
And they're like £50, yeah. Because these aren't Amazon prints. These are the originals. These are by Brian. They're actually from his transparencies. So they're not like mass-produced stuff. They're the real thing.
Yeah, it's from the original negatives. So
yeah,
freaking beautiful, like amazing. You're gonna love it. So
Vaughn, can I ask you
show
a
some
question?
excitement, Steve.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see.
I'm
like,
happy.
Just one on like Price is Right or something.
Vaughn, can I ask you a question?
Sure, Steve, go ahead.
What's the exchange rate now?
The pound is not as strong as it is. The pound is crashing quite badly at the moment. Help me out here. Who's come on, Carla? You're my brains here. What is the pound to dollar at the moment?
I don't know. I'm gonna guess it's about 1.3.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it was always hovering at about 145 or something a while ago. But I was shocked the other day just to see how much it's fallen. And it's always good when with pounds when we buy things online. You see it's like $100, and you say, oh, it's only 60 quid.
It's $1.20.
Is it $1.20? Yes, so it's fallen
Wow.
even. That's terrible.
That's a good time for us to go to the UK.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I want to make a plug here as well because I haven't advertised it big time yet, but at the end of this year in October the 17th, we're doing a first time event ever. It's a reunion between Brian Griffin and Gareth Jones. It's called Celebration. It's basically a celebration of the Berlin trilogy of Depeche Mode's 3 albums: Construction Time Again, Some Great Reward, Black Celebration. So it's an opportunity to meet Gareth Jones, Brian Griffin in a local London pub here.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And you're basically going to meet them. So we're going to run it almost like I present on the YouTube channel. We're going to kind of do it like that in a live setting. We're also going to have a live sound system, and Gareth Jones is going to perform a electrogenetic performance as well. They're live modular synth set. So we've already sold 15 tickets. Okay, there's only 100 tickets available, but the 15 tickets we've sold, the reason that's significant is because all those tickets have been sold to people from America and from Europe. So these are like all the Europeans who are getting in there. So just letting you guys know, if you're able to get over, it'd be great to see you.
I've got a video teaser for this, so let's share that right now.
Oh, great. Yeah. Thank you, Rob.
Lee Nash is wearing a new dress.
The only event that I wish that I could be therein.
So yeah, we sold 15, so we got 85 tickets left to sell. So still plenty of tickets.
Oh my, oh, there we go. My computer is so hammered today. You know what's funny is I bought a new one right before we had Brian Griffin on for our drinking chat the first time. Then what the heck? My computer's already in need of a new system already. What's going on?
It's not an Apple, is it? Is that why? Is it a PC?
No, it is a Mac.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I only buy Mac.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah.
I use a MacBook Air.
Yeah, that a MacBook Air is nice for browsing, but you know, this is a MacBook Pro because I use it for music and video editing and all kind. But the problem is I have the hard drive so overloaded that I think it's causing issues. And I didn't restart my computer this morning. I realized I should have. I had like Adobe Photoshop open and all this stuff, and yeah, clearly it caused it to grind, and now it's too late to restart. So
MacBook, Mac Mini.
Yeah.
Let me.
All right. So the next. So was that video lagging as well, or no?
Yeah, not as bad as my one was, no. But it's just the connection, I should think. Yeah.
All right. So now we're gonna play before we go to the next draw. We're gonna play my video, which again, as I mentioned, and many of you were here when I debuted it, and I thank you for that. But we're just doing a little more promotion for it, so because it was inspired by Depeche Mode as far as me doing my music again and doing music ever. So
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Before you do that, I'm just asking. I'm just asking this out of curiosity. Are we still gonna have time for the end when we're not streaming anymore? I'm just asking out of curiosity, though.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Oh wait, do you want me to shut my AC off? Is that what? Is that
No. You broke up. I just didn't hear you at all. Or I don't know if it was my side of the connection or your side. But
I'm just asking this question out of curiosity before we play your video. Are we still gonna have time for the end? You know, after we're done streaming, like, are we still gonna have time for that?
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Hey, Rob.
Yes.
I'm fixing to jump off, man.
Oh, you want to wait for what the next draw?
Well, I'm about to go see a movie, so I don't think I'll make it.
All right. If you win, I will still honor it, even though you had to jump off. Just because, you know, I know you've been going through a lot recently, so just want to
shoot me a message, okay?
Yeah, we'll let you know if you win. So anyway, enjoy your movie, and again, sorry about the loss of your father. So
thank you, Rob. Have a good one.
So sorry.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Rob.
buddy. Have a good one.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, so I hope everyone's cool with that. But of course, you know, if the guy just lost his dad, I'm if his name gets pulled, I want him to get the prize. So
For sure, that's wonderful.
Make sure
That's
everybody's
fine.
online, but
No, that's fine.
okay. All right, so let's see if this works. And I'm going to share now. Again, it's not inspired by the look of Vaughn's video or anything, but the quality of his video is what I wanted to make sure I made a quality video for my music as well. So I thank Vaughn for inspiring me in that way. And so here is the video for my song, Bait to Nothing.
I can feel the time run out. It can't be real. There's no way out. The clock ticks away. The certainty's clear. There's no way out. Once you are here, we just fade, fade to nothing. We just fade, fade to nothing. Ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. The end is certain for all of us. In my mind, I hear this clock counting down. Tick tock, tick tock. Only a dream. I hope to hear. Although I know the end is near. We just fade, fade to nothing. We just fade, fade to nothing. Ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. The end is certain for all of us. I can feel the time run out. It can't be real. There's no way out. I can feel the time run out. It can't be real. There's no way out. We just fade, fade to nothing. We just fade, fade to nothing. Ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. The end is certain for all of us.
Thank you. And so you know, the video is now also available on Apple Music, on Tidal. It should be coming soon to Vivo and I think Amazon. But yeah, also you can see it on YouTube still. It's at the same link, but yes.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Despite the internet slag, both your guys' videos look cool as slides.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing. Yeah, the visual, like the videography in Vaughn's video is just phenomenal. And yeah, when I was on when he debuted it, and I was just like, oh man, I was already, the time was running out, as my song says, for my single to come out, and I was thinking, damn it, I really need to get a better video for my freaking song, because this is what you're presenting to the world. And thankfully I did follow Vaughn's lead and did something much better visually, because now I'm completely proud of the video, the song, the artwork I chose for the single, everything. I'm super happy with. Whatever happens in the real world with it, that's fine, but I know I put out my best foot forward, so I'm happy about that, and I'm sure Vaughn is happy with what he's put out too.
Thanks, Rob. I think it gets to a point where you just if you excuse the saying, better out than in. It's just like you feel you just need to do it, and it's very interesting, like especially like to my other half, Kairit, when she sees what I'm doing, she's got a bit more faith in me now because we've got the channel and the profile and stuff. But in the beginning, she was just like, she's a very practical person. So when she'd see, because I'm always surrounded by artists and stuff, and she'd be like, why do these people do so much for so little return? And I think it's very difficult for a person who's not an artist to understand. It's like when you're sitting through the grueling process of doing what you're doing, it's the last thing that's on your mind is how you're going to get rewarded for it. So for me, it's just a sense of satisfaction of getting it out. And the fact that if people like it, that's just, to me, it's just a bonus. You know what I mean?
You kind of broke up a little bit. I think I know what you were saying, but
Yeah.
Because you kind of, at the very end, you broke up, but yeah, I think it also helps us appreciate like what Depeche Mode goes through. Like, because once you go through the process of putting out music yourself, you also realize you need to worry about what your next project is that you're putting out, what you're putting out represents you. And Depeche Mode has had to go through this, like, you know, I'm sure, especially in the 80s when they were earlier on, and they were adventurous. I mean, putting out singles like Master and Servant and Blasphemous Rumors, those were not necessarily songs that are, I mean, of course, it's not just about radio play, but those are songs that could alienate people, you know, especially Blasphemous Rumors, a song with a chorus saying about God's got a sick sense of humor. I mean, that's not something to take lightly, but they boldly, I mean, sure, they made it a double A side single with Somebody. That kind of eased the pain a little bit, but still, it's a very bold statement to do something like that. And but I guess that's why we love the band, because they don't do the norm, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're lucky as well that they were signed to Daniel Miller, because I even threw my theory at Gareth as well. And here, because I've often said this on the channel, so I said to Gareth, you know, this is my theory. What do you think? He agrees with my theory, which is if they were signed in the beginning to one of the major labels, they would have probably been, let's say, in an alternative universe. First album comes out, they've had massive success with New Life, Just Can't Get Enough. Shock horror, chief songwriter says, I'm out of here. There'd be a lot of pressure. But Daniel just took them under his wing, and he basically said, okay, Martin, you can write songs. We'll just do another album. It's going to be different, but just do it. Now, if they were signed to a major label, they'd be shock horror. They would have heard the demos of A Broken Frame, and I would just gone, we need a record upbeat, like, because if you listen to the not only sonically, but the whole vibe and the whole delivery of the second record. I mean, take the feature track of the first record, you know, what was it? New Life and Just Can't Get Enough. Compare that to the feature track of the second album, Sun and the Rainfall. You know, that they night and day. But if it had been a major label, they would have not been able to release a second album. They would have wanted it to be exactly like the first one. Martin would have been under pressure to write like Vince, which would have been a total failure. But if let's say the record label were saying, okay, let's let Martin do that album, I reckon they would have been dropped after the second album. We would have not even gotten to Construction Time Again. And this is where Daniel, I think, was very, very important, because Construction Time Again came out, and then there was what was the other one?
Some Great Reward.
Yeah, that one. And then, of course, by that time, they were a serious band, you know, and also they were clearly referencing Frank P. Goes to Hollywood's Relax when they did Master and Servant. You know, if you listen to them, that was really what they were going for. Yeah. And then, so they were on the level now. So now it's Black Celebration. Now this is the album. That was the album where Brian Griffin kind of got pushed aside because things got really serious there. It was like the eyes wide open thing was gone. It's like, we really need to make this work now. We need to get to the next level. That's where things were taken a bit seriously. But at the same time, this is where Daniel was great, because when you heard the demos, Martin, because let's face it, Black Celebration is a concept album with a lot of ballads. Now, you cannot follow that up from a record like the previous one.
Some Great Reward, yeah.
Exactly. So you've got, once again, Daniel Miller saying, and it's well documented that Daniel said, look, man, I don't like this. There's never going to be played on the radio. Martin got upset and he left and he buggered off and came back, and they had a chat, and Daniel, like the loving father, he allowed them to do it, but it turned out to be the exact right thing to do. So I'm getting quite long-winded, yeah, but I bring it down to, if Depeche Mode was signed to a major label, they would have never got past the second album, if they did get the second album, and we'd certainly not be having this cult following that we have today. So I think Daniel Miller is extremely important.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Vaughn, because I would even go as far as to say, if to go from Some Great Reward to Black Celebration, if they heard the demos of Black Celebration, they'd be like, no fucking way, we are not releasing this.
And you only need to read and I mean, it's interesting because Neil Tennant was a music journalist for, was it Smash Hits?
Smash Hits, yeah.
Yeah, and you only need to read and actually, I'm a huge Neil Tennant. I'm a huge Pet Shop Boys fan, by the way. I like them artistically, but I also like the men. I think they've got their shit together. They've really got their shit together. But you should actually go up online and just Google up Neil Tennant reviews, and just look at the way he used to review albums and stuff. One of the critiques one of the many reviews he said on Black Celebration, it was always clever. It was something like a something where God is given a severe ticking off. He was always intelligent and articulate about his criticisms. He never slagged people off. He's a very, very good music journalist, actually, Neil Tennant.
He wasn't too kind to them on whatever the review was that they included in catching up with Depeche Mode or the singles hits. But I've always held that against him too. Well, that and the fact that I had tickets to see them in 1986 and they canceled their tour because they said they were probably too boring live. So I had already bought tickets, and so ever since then I've never seen them because
what he said, Depeche Mode were too boring live.
No, he said that the Pet Shop Boys themselves were too boring live. That they.
I see. Right, yeah.
So that's why now they're over the top, right? Before, they were like, well, we're probably boring to watch. Just two guys on stage, which I didn't care. I would have went to see them as they were. I just wanted to hear those songs. I mean, I know that it's not going to be Depeche Mode, right? With Dave Gahan as a person of his own. Like, there's nobody. I mean, he's like the Mick Jagger of synthesizer rock, right? But back to your point about A Broken Frame, if they were on a major label, they would have brought in songwriters that were pros, and it would have been like pop garbage. But thankfully, Martin actually, a song that he wrote when he was 16 years old, became the biggest selling Depeche Mode hit to that point anyway. Number 6 in the charts. See You. So,
but that's only because Daniel Miller took a chance
on
him.
Right, because he let them proceed. And it's crazy when you think about it that the main songwriter leaves the band and then some other guy fills in and has such success. It's just
what's great about the whole story is that it's a bit cheesy. I'm a little bit cheesy. I like everyone to do well. I mean, that sounds noble, but I like to see people doing well, and I like to see people succeeding. That's why I'm so disconnected with the world at the moment, because I'm just not into this everyone's pulling each other down, and I fucking can't deal with it anyway. But it was a nice story, like a sort of like good, wholesome 80s American movie where it has a happy ending. I know that sounds as cheesy as fuck, but it was good. You've got this. The modern day equivalent would be, this band leaves, and then this guy leaves, and now they fall, and they both failed. That's kind of like where the world's mindset is at the moment. But I like the idea where he went off on it, which was a very brave thing. Take an 18-year-old, and you've got no money. You're from Basildon, and you end up on top of the pops, and you go, I'm out of here. I mean, how brave, and what conviction he has in his own abilities.
That is pretty crazy.
Exactly. And then for him to be successful and for them to both be successful. And I mean, Erasure, they're certainly not as big as Depeche Mode as far as, the stadiums and that kind of stuff, but they both are legends within their own right. So I just love the whole, victory. Everyone's a winner kind of thing,
Oh, for sure. And even Yaz was a great, in between thing. And Daniel reaped the benefits of all of this. So that was
He
even
did.
cooler. Yeah.
He did. He's a very very clever man. He's a very
For
grumpy
sure.
man, but he's very clever.
So I'm gonna grab another beer and we're gonna do the next drawing. So if you just
Rob.
joined us, you're still eligible. So go ahead, What?
Yeah, no, Rob, I had a question for you before you left, which is about your single and your style. Would you say?
Oh yeah. Let's bring you on before you start asking. Lloyd, can you shift? Are you there, Lloyd?
Yeah. Hang on. Sorry, Lee. Yeah.
Can you shift? Pull down Steve and throw Lee up here.
Oh yeah. Sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna add Lee. Sorry. And let me sort out Stephen in a bit. Stephen.
All right,
Stephen.
cool.
And congratulations on your win, Steve.
Yes. So, Rob, what I wanted to say is because I mentioned on your YouTube when you released the single that it was dark and moody. Would you say that's your style? That's like what you feel as an artist, music wise, or do you have a lighter side as well?
When I started originally writing songs, I had a more of a lighter side, but for sure now it's very dark, and dark music is what I'm drawn to the most. And sometimes it's not necessarily the most commercial. Like I know that I picked my first single not being my most commercial song, but I felt it best represented the mode and the mood of me, and I felt it uniquely sounded like me. It doesn't sound like, sure, you can tell there's influences here and there, but it doesn't sound like anybody. Like you can't say, oh, that sounds like that band or that sounds like this band. So that's why I chose that song. But I also did specifically choose it because I wanted to set the tone that my music is very dark, and it is darker than probably some of the other songs that I may release. But it is absolutely a very dark song, and I was aware of that. So yeah, but yeah, I kind of equate it to this, like stripped, set the tone for the Black Celebration album being released, and that's kind of how I feel like this will set the tone for what is to come from me. So
yeah, like it a lot.
Thank you, appreciate it. Any other questions before I grab a beer and then we're going to do the drawing? So if you are new to the chat, you're eligible, if you're on right now, for the second drawing, but I will have to add your name. So if you were not here for the first drawing and you are here for the second drawing, let us know on YouTube or here in the chat, because I think we have more people on right now than we did when we did the first drawing. So
Rob, I'm back. So I'm here.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to put your name in the hat. Let's see.
Hey, Rob, I got a question for you.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, Lloyd, you want to spotlight him?
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah. I was getting a drink. Sorry. Yeah, you go.
Lloyd, can Bella spot it? Just put the dog.
I can bring Bella.
Oh, thank you.
So, Rob, you said Vaughn inspired you to do a video.
Yeah.
To upgrade my video, basically. So I saw the quality of his video and I thought,
yeah,
this is phenomenal. Like he marketed himself in the best possible way he could for that song, and I wanted to do the same thing for my song.
But did he inspire you to be angry in your video? I'm just joking.
No, I don't feel like he was as angry as I am in my video.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's funny because when I was being directed to do the video, it was, like there were certain takes where they wanted me to go over the top and certain takes where they wanted me to be more low key. But I feel like a lot of those over the top takes got integrated into the video. But I almost wondered if it was too much, but I guess it's better than just kind of boring, right? So
I got to see the video you made before the higher quality version, and I thought it was pretty good what you did, but So you shouldn't put yourself down on that. But
Thank you.
Maybe that can be a limited edition later on.
It'll be on the box set later or something.
No, Rob, never show it. It's the mystery.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Demo copy.
I do like that. Like Depeche Mode has that mysterious quality about them, and like they keep a lot of things, bottled up and behind the scenes, and even like they won't release. Like even there's pretty good footage of Dodger Stadium on the World Violation Tour, but they won't release it. It's not up to what their standards are, and I can appreciate that. But
Hi.
All right, so Soda Pop. I don't think you were on in the first drawing. What is your name, Soda Pop?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah. Her Majesty.
Oh, okay. I only see Soda Pop. Where are you seeing Elizabeth?
No, it's Queen Elizabeth. They've got the photo of Her Majesty, isn't it?
Oh, I see.
That's her code name, Soda Pop.
Yeah.
No, I know, but so what? I need to enter a name, or should I just put Soda Pop on the?
Oh, look at all the puppies.
All right, I'm gonna put Soda Pop on the name then. If you win.
Can we have
Yes,
puppies?
this is Billy Idol. This is Billy Idol, by the way.
Oh my God.
This is the one who enjoyed Vaughn's music.
Oh.
Remember
God bless
Vaughn? I
you.
posted it, although he's not happy that he's sitting on my lap right now.
Thank you, Billy Idol.
He's such a good dog. He's so
Billy Idol would be the same way if he was sitting on your lap.
Kathy wasn't on earlier, I don't think, as well. So I'm gonna add Kathy.
Lloyd's dog is very cute too. Lloyd, what's your dog's name?
Bella.
Baba.
Bella.
Bella. Oh, Bella.
Hello, Bella. Yeah, I love her.
I gotta put Billy Idol down. He does not like to be held.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a beer so I can announce this winning name. So give me a second.
Okay, and while you're gone, Rob, I'm going to start a quick conversation here, just on something that Rob said. There was the World Violation Tour was something that I think a lot of us were annoyed never got released. Never got an official release. We had 101 and then we had Devotional, they were both very, very commercially successful and great releases. There's all kinds of rumors as to why they never released the Devotional concert live. Rumor one is that they were never happy with the footage, and rumor two was they felt that they'd already done 101, so they didn't want to bombard the fans with another release. And that shows apparently the mindset back in those days. These days it's like their artists can't wait to release another box set. I have studied that. There is the raw footage online of the World Violation Tour, which is the soundboard footage, and that is basically the sound that you're hearing from the mixing desk, and that's often very different to what the audience hear, because that's often very raw. So the sound man, when Dave sings, he hears Dave singing quite dry or raw, and then what he sends out is different. So the sound engineers often get the most raw version of the mix. And I've heard a lot of those raw soundboard mixes, and I want to tell you, they sound fantastic. They sound very, very good. So I don't really, there is the rumor that they were never happy with the footage. I'll be honest with you, without being a shit stirrer, if I look at some of the footage that was released in Spirits of the Forest, how they let that go, I don't know. And again, at the same time, I'm going, okay, it's live performance, it's live performance. But if that was the standard, then I want to just say that certainly a lot of the live raw footage I've heard from World Violation is good enough to be released. They could have certainly released it.
Yeah. I also think as well, by not having it so well documented, well, with the exception of the 5.1 documentaries, with little footage, it kind of adds to the mystique, I think.
It does indeed. But I'm not being big deal. Even me, if you gave me that raw footage, I'd be able to mix it to a very high level. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I would be able to mix it to a point that it would sound nice. And I'm not a world-class mix engineer, but I'm just saying there are some, top guys in the industry there that could take that raw footage and could really, because you must remember that 101, the 101 album, it sounds great, but that's not the way it sounded on the evening. It was obviously tarted up, as Gareth said, Alan said it was tarted up. And they didn't enjoy themselves very much on that show because apparently they were very nervous. They were having technical problems. Dave couldn't hear himself and everything. So, and I've heard the bootlegs of that actual Rose Bowl concert. It sounded great, but it doesn't sound as good as the record, obviously. And that's what we do these days, is we perfect things. All I'm saying is the raw footage I heard from World Violation was very, very good. So if they took that and they applied what they did to 101, it would be phenomenal.
What, with overdubs kind of thing, you mean?
And well, just I don't think, if you heard, look, we've all heard the 101 album. We know it so well. I can guarantee you it wouldn't have sounded like that if you were there. It wouldn't sound bad, but it wouldn't sound that polished. So they've obviously tarted it up because they were going to make a commercial release. All I'm saying is take the raw footage from World Violation and just a bit of because it's not a salvage job. A lot of it is very, very good. So just give it a bit of a tweak and a push. Yeah, they could have had a really, really good release. And you never know. This this could be a market that may happen in the future. They might go, oh, we found the missing tapes, and you never know. They might just do that. I hope they do.
Vaughn?
Yeah.
So I'm a filmmaker, and it is a good idea to do that. People don't really care about the quality of video.
Yeah.
They do care about how it sounds.
You're right.
And that is the mystique, or the weird sense of when you watch a movie or you watch a TV show. It's if it doesn't sound good, people are not going to watch it. So if you put out, maybe a 90-minute tour video of the World Violation tour with that awesome sound mix that you said you've heard, it's gonna do well. It's gonna be commercially successful because people are gonna say, "Wow, this video looks great." But
even if the visual, and certainly you're right, Steve, because I've even found this as my time doing YouTube videos is I've found that people, the sound is actually more important. How many times have you watched the video on YouTube and you've turned it off because the sound was bad? And even if it's not visually that good, as long as the sound is good. So I think you raise a very, very valid point there.
And this is coming from a production sound mixer, so
yeah. Okay, well there we go. You raise a very valid point there. But yeah, so even if they released, maybe the video footage is a bit grainy, but certainly the audio that I heard was very, very good. If it just got a bit of TLC. Hey man, I'm getting all fanboy here, but what can I say?
Maybe they'll release it for Christmas.
There we go. We've started a campaign.
That also brings up a point. When Depeche Mode played the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas, right around the time of Coachella, they played the parking lot out there, and I had a room overlooking the parking lot, and I took a video camera and a tripod, and one of my buddies, I told him he could film it if he wanted. I didn't want to sit there behind the lens the whole time, but he filmed the entire concert. And so they actually sold the music at the recordings of the shows at the time. So I bought the recording of that show and I synced it up to the video that we shot. So I did this whole video and we called it In Our Room instead of In Your Room because it was from our room. And it's actually this really good a pretty good bootleg from the side of the stage, but I've only given it to a few friends here and there because I didn't want it to become a bootleg where someone makes money off of it. Because earlier in my when I was much younger, I traded this guy at the record swap meet all these things I had recorded at Depeche Mode on VHS for an Ultravox tape that was rare, which wasn't worth anything. I mean, to me it was, but as far as monetarily, it wasn't. But this guy made thousands of dollars off the video that I gave him. Like, I talked to him later, and we're now friends, but I still give him shit about that. I'm like, dude, you owe me money, man. Like, Oh, Yuri, another introduction.
Is this going to be the last draw or of tonight, Rob?
Yes, it is the last draw of the night.
Yeah, moving along, Rob. That's what he's telling you.
Who said that?
I'm not.
Was that Steve?
Yeah.
You already won. What do you matter? What does it matter to you? How
No,
quick
I think he wants to get it going. He wants to win.
Yeah, no, but what he wants is to play his song. He has a song that he wants to play.
I'm not rushing it, Rob.
Because I'm excited. I'm excited about this. Like I want to see who win. Like it's interesting to me that someone is gonna win this cool prize. You know, I'm excited about it, but you know, so I'm not in a rush to do it. But
yeah, I'm not rushing you, Rob. I'm just curious.
And now it looks like we have Yuri on. I just want to confirm you're there, Yuri, because I'm going to add your name if you'd like to be entered in the drawing. I see your name on the screen.
Yuri. Yeah, let me unmute him.
Oh, did you mute him?
I had to because there's like this huge like a kind of German thing going on.
Yuri just left a message in the chat that he said, "Yo peeps, I'll be there in half an hour."
Oh, see, now we have to wait a half an hour for the drawing.
So he's there, but he's not there.
So it's like in spirit, I'll be there.
Exactly.
So what do you think? Do we wait a half an hour for Yuri for the draw?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
I think you gotta ask Larry. It's his call.
Nothing is ever Larry's call, and don't let that ever happen because that's not a good thing.
I say no.
Don't upset the balance, Steve. You need to get the balance.
So Lee's saying no.
I concur.
Who concurred? Steve, you won already.
I concurred.
You can't
to not let him, hurry it up.
But Steve, you already won. Or wait, I got it. Oh, okay. I see. Amy's got to go. All right. So
yeah, Steve.
The way I see it is he just got here and he left, so he's not really here or hasn't been here.
Okay, that's a very valid
concur
point.
with that too.
Yeah, with Depeche Mode Global, it's all about getting the balance right.
Oh, I totally agree with that. That's the most valid point right there. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna add Yuri in, but we're gonna do the drawing now. So
no rush.
Should we do a pretend one and see who would have won?
Trial.
Can we have some dramatic music, please, Vaughn, from your synths?
Oh yeah, there you go. Put a little.
Vaughn, can you play Stranger Things?
The chicken.
Sounds like the off-topic chicken.
Hey Vaughn, can you play Stranger Things back there?
Oh, I should have had it all rigged up. I could have played your song tonight, but I'm not rigged up.
Or play some 70s porn bass lines.
I think that's why Rob's computer's been shutting down. So all those 70s porn sites he's been visiting.
I knew I should have went to the 70s ones.
Wait, Rob, can we watch too?
No, you cannot. All right. So, for one of these, not this one, this is mine, but for a broken frame print from the original negative, this beautiful print signed by Brian Griffin, the winner will be receiving this plus a signed Dark Society CD. Oh, there you go. Oh, see, now I need to go pull out the Fade to Nothing CD.
Guys, I'm going to up the ante. Mine is a double CD.
Oh,
see?
There you go.
Look at that. Sorry, Rob, I had to up the ante there.
Folds out and everything.
Rob will be back. He's probably going to come back with a quadruple vinyl, which he just released.
No, he's gonna pull out this.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he's gonna pull out Martin's signed guitar that he has.
He's probably just going to show
I'm
up
not
there
giving
with
that. I'm
Martin.
not giving
Yeah.
that away. No way. But I will be
There we
giving
go.
away one of these.
There you go.
Hey.
So, and you
Rob,
see the CD.
While we're waiting for prizes and all that, maybe Rob should tell us about the time he met Martin Gore.
You know, actually, I'd like to hear about the time he met Lolly and he played keyboards for her.
Yeah, I wanted that story actually.
Yeah. That could have been bad for my street cred. Yeah.
Good photos, though. We've had so many conversations, but we never had. Hey, I played for Lolly in a nightclub.
She was hot though. She was pretty hot though.
Yeah. I mean, how did that gig come about, Vaughn? Like,
Oh, mate, I've got so many stories, but yeah.
All right, so
I'll come out someday.
this time I'm gonna keep stirring it up, and then you tell me when to stop, Vaughn.
I'll tell you when to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's. I actually like watching his hand moving like that.
And you tell me which direction to pull from. Left, right?
To the left, to the left, to the left.
So left.
So you
Okay.
can't say
You tell me
stop.
when
You
to
have
stop.
to say when.
Okay, say when.
Say when.
Okay.
someone's got to play the intro to or a segment of Everything Counts. The grabbing hand.
Oh my God,
made
clever.
loads of money today.
Clever,
Oh,
clever,
for fuck's sake, come on, just draw the name.
Okay, draw the name now. Draw it now.
Uh-huh.
There we go. He's got one. He's got one. And who is
Hey,
Oh.
hey, what's your name?
That
it? Well done, Lloyd. Who's that?
Alita.
Ching?
Alita. Alita.
Well,
Congratulations.
Lita,
Delita's still
Yeah.
here?
good job.
Wait, let's see if Delita's still here.
Yeah, there she
In the
is.
Zoom, yeah.
I'll spotlight her.
Yeah. Make
Delita,
sure she's
you
here.
won.
Oh yeah. She is. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Delita's going to have like 3 copies of Dark Society now because she's actually got one on vinyl. She's got one on CD. And now she's getting another one as well.
Well, now
Congratulations.
she'll be able to get one of these because she was trying to get it, and her friend was having issues trying to pay in euros, so now she'll get a free one. So
Congratulations, Delita. Mademoiselle.
My friend Belgium and in front like Dark Society too.
Thank you. Oh, so you're going to give it to your friend now.
My
Thank you,
friend.
Dalida. Dalida is one of my super fans, and I really appreciate her for all her support. Thank you, Dalida.
That's okay.
Bless you. Merci beaucoup, mademoiselle.
wow, so we got one winner in Southern California and one winner in
France.
So, Carla, thanks for joining us. Congratulations, Delita, and thanks for joining, Amy. Yeah, so
I can say it now that it's over. I was toying with giving away a ticket to the Brian Griffin and Gareth Jones event, but I just thought, it's probably be someone that well, no, just a ticket. But if it's someone in America, I'm not going to pay for their flight. But it would have been nice if we were all if we were all local. I was thinking.
Oh yeah. If it was someone from America, they're like, oh, thanks, Vaughn. You paid for the hotel, the flight.
Yeah.
2 days hot out there.
Yeah, I just think I miss Pangea. When the whole world was joined together before the continental drift. Imagine that if the whole world was just joined like that. We could drive to California. It'd be wonderful. It takes fucking ages, but you could drive. You wouldn't need a plane or a boat.
Thank you, Isabel. And to mention again, Martin. Cheers to Martin's birthday.
Hi, Isabel.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All the best.
Thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
is Marisol leaving too?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Someone said
Just
bye,
like-
Marisol, in the chat. That's why.
No,
I was
I
wondering.
think it's because they were saying goodbye to me. but not because I'm leaving. I'm
Oh,
still
okay.
here.
So, for those of you on YouTube, if you want to join us on Zoom, you can. Is there anyone out there that can't join us on Zoom and wants me to keep the feed going? Because otherwise, we're gonna kill it on YouTube. So, let me know in the comments really quickly if you do. Unfortunately, we had a guy that had some great stories he wanted to share, but for some reason he couldn't get on the Zoom. So yeah, if you're seeing this and you want to join us on the Zoom, or you can't join us on the Zoom, let me know, because I'm going to stop the feed on YouTube. So
Is YouTube dragging your computers slower? Is that the case there?
I think it was a combination of hard drive space. I hadn't restarted my computer from last night. I had Adobe Photoshop open, Adobe Acrobat. Normally when I do this, I have the computer just start up right away, and yeah, I think all that kind of led to that. But I mean, I couldn't even do anything. It was terrible. Yeah, cheers to Martin Gore, Susan. All right, I haven't seen any other comments from YouTube that they want us to keep it, so I'm gonna kill YouTube. So you're welcome to join us on Zoom. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. I know a lot of people just watch it on their TVs and interact that way, but we're gonna close it down because we're gonna play a song from one of our guests here,